know you're probably thinking, Tawny, what the hell is this? And where are the zodiac sign videos, the readings for May? Hello. I did post a poll on my community page just because I've been really behind, obviously. I haven't really been working much other than doing my course. You guys probably don't even care because it's all in my head anyway, right? But no, so basically I asked you guys if you would be opposed to me doing these sign readings all in one video and doing timestamps. I'm going to still try to make them as detailed as possible, so don't worry. Instead of doing separate videos, because it's a lot more work to do separate videos, recording, editing, uploading, I can only upload 3 in a 24-hour period or else you don't get notified. So I'm going to be doing it this way, and if you do hear some background noise, I apologize, but every time I try to use my mic, people complain that it sounds weird, so I'm not using my mic, so hopefully the sound is okay. My cat's playing in the background as well, so please excuse that too. Yeah, let's get into it. So first I'm just going to talk about May in general, because May is a really big fucking month, okay? Like, May is fucking huge. One of the biggest months, I would say, of the year. It starts us off in eclipse season. We have a major planet switching signs. And yeah, so it is a big month. We also have a Mercury retrograde towards the end of the month. So yeah, it's a big month, okay? So May in general, we are in Taurus season until around like the 20th or 21st, we move into Gemini season. So Taurus season, right? This is the time where things are starting to grow. Things are becoming green again. Life is coming back in nature, as we can see, right? So Taurus is an earth sign, deals with creativity because it's a Venus ruled earth sign. So it likes the nicer, comforting, pleasurable things in life. And so this is kind of a time where we are more worried about quality over quantity, okay? Where we are wanting to take our time, we are not wanting to rush things. This is not a month to be like trying to rush something. The big things happening this month is, like I said, we are starting eclipse season in this month. We have a total lunar eclipse in Sag on May 26th. And on May 13th, Jupiter is moving into Pisces for just a few months, which will give us a preview of what's to come towards the end of the year in December and next year into 2022 in our lives. So this month, when Jupiter moves into Pisces, it's going to be really important to start paying attention to what's happening in your life, because it's kind of showing you or giving you a preview of what you're going to experience next year when Jupiter is in Pisces for more of a longer period of time. Okay, so that's going to be very important. Now, Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, therefore, you know, we see Jupiter's spiritual kind of traits coming out in Pisces. Not only is Pisces a water sign, so the emotions, but it is also where we transcend, where we heal. It is very ethereal, okay? It is also escapism. But with Jupiter here in its home sign, it has a lot of really great benefits where we can start transcending certain aspects of our lives. We can start transcending certain aspects of our reality. We may start becoming more focused on healing and going above certain things, like looking at things from a higher perspective. We may start feeling more connected or want to be more connected to other people. We may start, you know, we may see a lot of spirituality trends coming up. You know, spirituality will definitely become a big thing over the next few months, along with healing and mysticism, all of those types of things. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Also, we may see a lot of people maybe wanting to be around water or wanting to take vacations, wanting to get away, something along those lines as well. Anyways, but I'm going to talk more about how it's going to play out for your specific sign in a little bit. So those are the like big transits that I just wanted to focus on in general. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I am going over each sign, so I figured a lot of you guys would want to hear more about that in general anyway. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the signs. All right, Taurus, starting with you guys. So what's going on, Taurus? You guys have been working very hard at your career. You guys have been working very hard on your future goals, your, you know, the things that you want to achieve in life, you know, your status, your reputation, your career. and there has just been a lot of difficulty in that area. And so, you know, and then last month really was probably pretty intense for you guys, as we were in Aries season, and there was probably a lot of like fleshing things out, letting things go, a lot of that. And so now this month in May is your month, and happy birthday, by the way. This month in May is your month. So this is asking you, Taurus, May is asking you guys, where do you want to have a new beginning? And are you going to do the same old thing as before, or are you going to do something different? Where do you value yourself, right? Like, where do you value yourself? Where do you value your own needs? And also, where are you needing to communicate your needs? Okay, like your needs, there's something here that needs to be communicated. And this is going to be very big this month because Jupiter is moving into your 11th house, which means you are going to probably be influenced by a lot of other people, or you're going to be around a lot of other people, or connecting with a lot of other people in some way, shape, or form. And it's going to be very important for you to kind of keep your integrity, to stay true to yourself, and to make sure that somebody isn't selling you something that's unrealistic or that goes against your values or needs. Okay? Where is the future that you thought you needed to have, or the future that you committed to? Where is that not working out anymore in your life? And this month is really forcing you to confront that. Where do you, it's kind of like what I'm really getting here with this Hierophant and Ten of Swords is like, where's the commitment? You know, are you willing to commit to something that is not sure or not? And I'm not saying one or the other is the right thing here. That's for you to decide. But it's like, you also want to make sure that you're not being sold something that is not necessarily true, which could happen towards the end of the month astrologically. So really definitely be careful with that. Once again, are you sticking to your values and morals, and or are you letting them be run over for the sake of somebody else's vision, somebody else's dream, or your own dream? You know, and I feel like you may be in somewhat of a crossroads here with this. And you're really kind of, there's definitely an energy this month of where you're definitely going to be around other people or connecting with other people in some way. We have Libra, 7th house, Gemini. Also, there could be some relationship stuff that came up for you recently with that Scorpio full moon. You know, some deep stuff that's been exposed to you over the last couple months, and it may have been feeling like you felt a little bit stagnant or a little bit like in limbo, you know, and I think a lot of people have been feeling that way. I know I have. But this month it's like you need to trust yourself. You need to trust your own intuition, your own emotions. Where are you waiting for permission to do something? Are you waiting for permission? Because I kind of feel like you are. Are you waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay, to give you the green light? Because I kind of feel like you are, Taurus, and I kind of feel like you need to let your intuition be the drive this month. And you also need to trust your intuition when it comes to other people. That's going to be really big, because this Mercury retrograde happening in your 2nd house of money, finances, value, resources is going to be squaring Neptune. Okay, and the Mercury retrograde is going to be with your ruling planet of Venus, and your ruling planet of Venus is in your 2nd house of Gemini as well. So massive month for finances. Okay, and this is a month where you can finally make some gain towards your goals, towards your career, financially especially, and materially, because we even have the 6 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Emperor. So you are making massive strides towards your goals. Okay, maybe you are impressing an authority member. You could be getting a raise. Okay, you could be making extra money. You could be taking the lead in a situation that is very financially good for you. You could be making some kind of investment this month. And it's very interesting because you also have, you know, we're starting eclipse season this month, and you also have the full moon total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius happening in your 8th house of money as well, honey. Now the 8th house does rule other things, so there could be some other things that come up that are not so fun and that can be very intense. You know, the 8th house rules are deep-seated fears and emotional baggage, you know, our finances from others, finances that we share with others or get from others, like loans, debt, bankruptcy, our partner's finances, joint resources, things like that. So, you know, you could see some of that stuff coming up for some of you, depending on how it's aspecting your own personal chart. But either way, there's something possibly coming to a peak here or coming to an end here, something that is being seen in regards to finances, maybe a new interest in finance or investments or something like that. You know, it's definitely going to be a time where you are really honing in on finances and the future, your financial future as well, okay? And it is a south node eclipse, so it is kind of like maybe getting an opportunity from some kind of loss, because this eclipse is ruled by Jupiter, which is in Pisces. So it's like maybe you could gain something from a loss, or there may be some kind of ending or some kind of lack, but somehow it ends up working out, or somehow it ends up becoming something that actually gives you an opportunity or a new potential that you didn't see before. Speaking of potential, this month, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it for the next few months with Jupiter and Pisces. How high can you go? How far can you go? It's kind of like seeing a new vision, but also being able to keep your integrity in the process, also being able to know your worth and know your value in the process. You know, this month is massive new beginnings. Like we have the new moon in your sign on the 11th, massive new beginnings, starting something new, you know, all of those types of things. So it's like, do you want to start something new, but also hang on to not being valued? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you have to make a decision. I feel like we even have the Two of Swords here. You have to make a decision on something. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles reversed, and the Empress here. So once again, it's like you have an opportunity, or there could be some kind of opportunity this month, but does it actually, like, is it actually going to be worth it with the way that you feel about yourself, if that makes sense? For some of you, this could be love related too, but you're kind of in this in-between place of, you know, how should I move about this? You know, and really trying to find the peace in a situation. There's like an internal conflict that you have here where it's like there's something that I feel you need to speak up about in terms of your needs. Are you getting what you're worth? You know? Are you staying silent about some kind of transaction or some kind of situation involving another person or a job that is not getting you anywhere? Okay, this could be a really great month to explore the different aspects of yourself, Taurus, and to explore the different potentials that you have. Let's see if we get anything else here. There's something that you're holding back, you know. Mars is in your 3rd house. Like, okay, we need to speak up about what it is that we want. We need to take action on what it is that we need, right? This could be bringing up this could be disrupting some things in the family, bringing up some conflict, bringing up some some issues or some stresses. So that is something that you can also see for the next, you know, month or two with Mars and Cancer in your 3rd house. But this is also a great time to be communicating, to be creating, to be, you know, working on a certain skill, or working on something that you're good at, working on something that you're talented at, okay? So I feel like the biggest message for you, Taurus, is not sacrificing your integrity this month for something that may not be what it appears to be, because towards the end of the month, when Mercury goes retrograde, like I said, it's retrograding while it's conjunct Venus and while it's squaring Neptune. So there is going to be some kind of like money or material situation here that is not what it appears to be. And you want to pay attention to this for the first half of the month, because whatever is going on the first half of the month, especially financially, is going to be coming back around. Okay, it is going to be coming back around. And also, this could have something to do with as well children, or certain, like, you know, you could be overspending or something like that as well, since Venus also rules your 5th house. I'm sorry, Mercury also rules your 5th house. So yeah, but yeah, and I think the other biggest message for you guys this month, Taurus, is that anything can be changed. You can transmute certain situations if you can see the opportunity in them, if you can see the greater potential in them. And Jupiter is going to help you with that, okay? But you also don't want to ignore the other side when there is, where it almost seems too good to be true, or it seems like something's off, or your intuition is telling you that something is off, you know? It probably is if your intuition is telling you that. Sorry, there are kids outside playing, but yeah, so hopefully that makes sense, Taurus. I think that is basically everything for you guys. Hopefully that gives you something to work with here. And we are going to move on to Gemini. Hello, Gemini. So, what a month for you guys May is, okay? This is a massive month. It may be one of those months that when you look back at 2021, that really sticks out to you. Not only is it your birthday month, towards the end of the month, but so happy birthday. But it also is a month where you are needing relief, okay? I really kind of get an emotional heaviness for Gemini right now. This may relate more if you're a Gemini rising, but you may also relate if you're a Gemini sun or moon. But I get a general sense of a lot of emotional situations happening here for Gemini at this time. There's a lot of moving away, a lot of needing to move away, needing to move on, acknowledging that, also acknowledging the important people in your life, I feel is really big right now with Mars and your 2nd house in Cancer. Acknowledging family, maybe the relationship with a mother figure is coming up, or your mother in general is coming up around this time. There is an emotional purge happening here. There is a lot of possible anger coming up as well that could actually be protecting your grief if you haven't taken a look at that. The anger that you may feel, or the frustration that you may feel, or the stress that you may feel, may be coming from a certain level of grief and a certain level of guilt or resentment towards yourself that may need to be addressed and faced in the month of May, Gemini. Ooh, there's just a general sense of like a heaviness here, you know? And the thing that keeps coming up in all of your cards over and over and over again is what can you gain by losing? What, like, you almost in the month of May, it seems to me like you actually gain by leaving, by walking away, by ending something. The ending is what is going to bring you relief. The walking away of something is what is going to bring you a new vision, more optimism, hope. You know, it's going to restore your hope. It's like the ending is beautiful in a month like this. And it does make sense because if you're a Gemini rising, Taurus is your 12th house sector. So this is where endings happen. This is where letting go happens. So this is a month where you are facing situations from the past that maybe you have been, that you've held on to. Okay, this is a month where you're like cleaning out your closet. You know, maybe you're even being forced to face certain sentimental things, to get rid of certain sentimental things that have value, or go through different things that you've held on to that have value, go through certain memories, etc. Because the first card up was the Queen of Cups. And I just immediately thought of sentiment, sensuality. You know, the emotions are playing a big role in the month of May for you guys, Gemini. And the next card that we got is the Six of Swords. So it's like an emotional goodbye, a moving away, a needing to, it's kind of like you feel how you feel and you need to accept how you feel, but you also need to think logically in this time with the Six of Swords. It's like, yeah, they are sad that they have to leave behind wherever they're leaving behind, but they know that they have to do it, right? Like the logical thing to do is like, we have to do this. And I can use my emotional well-being to help other people while I'm doing this as well, you know? And I feel like you're moving away from a bad habit, an old toxic situation, an old resentment, an old fear, an old relationship. There's something here that has kept you chained and trapped for a very long time that has really not helped you in any way at all. And so you're really seeing this month where you've been trying to escape certain situations and where you can no longer do that is what I'm really seeing here, Gemini. It's very interesting. And then we also had the Three of Swords come out after the Devil reverse. So it's like this month you can't go around the elephant in the room. It's like it has to be faced. You have to feel it. You have to face it, and it's going to be okay because you have tons of opportunity, especially with work this month. There's definitely new goals, new things, new potentials that are coming in, new opportunities if you want them. You may not be feeling that spark right now, and that's okay. Also, we have the Empress. A lot of like really maternal, feminine, nurturing energy coming up here for you guys, Gemini. We have the Empress. So this is, I really feel like you guys are once again facing something, needing to face something. Where have you been judging yourselves for too long? Where are you holding back? Venus is in your sign this month, along with your ruling planet, Mercury. So it's like, where have you put off the consequences for too long? Where have you put off Judgment Day for too long? Or where have you been unfairly judging yourself? You know? So it also seems that relationships and friends will be a major theme this month for you guys as well, especially with that lunar eclipse, that total lunar eclipse happening in your 7th house of Sagittarius, your opposite sign that deals with relationships. You may be trying to deal with a situation, a friend situation, to your detriment, or there may be some kind of fear here related to a friend group or a friendship in some kind of way that is happening this month for some of you. So we also have what can I burn? So I feel like this month would be a very therapeutic month for you to burn things, to do maybe like a ritual, obviously being safe, using fire, candles, whatever the case may be. You know, it's time to burn away the past. It really is. We also have, am I focused on what I am losing or what I am gaining? And that kind of goes back to what I said earlier. You know what I mean? This month is going to show you that you gain by losing, that you gain by leaving, that the endings are beautiful. And let me show you why. So not only do we even just start off with, okay, we are trying to move away from some habit, you know, something that has been a constant kind of like heaviness in our lives, or that has kept us trapped for so long. Not only are we doing that, but the clarifying cards, right? We have the Three of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So like I said, great opportunities for career if you want it. Great opportunities this month to build something new. So this is the aftermath, right? Okay, we're seeing some kind of new thing, right? Then we have the Six of Swords again and the Star. Moving away, right? Leaving is what is going to give you hope again, is what is going to renew your soul, is what is going to feel like, oh my gosh, a relief, you know? I can see where I'm going. It's like in the confusion, in the state of feeling lost, you actually see where you can go. You actually see what you need to see. You just have to allow yourself to be lost this month, right? And then we also have the Death card and the Nine of Cups. Once again, beautiful growth and opportunity, emotional growth, emotional expansion, potential through a massive transformation this month. And it just kind of like, it just keeps feeding in on that, you know? It's definitely a month where you're going through massive changes, but it's time to let it all burn. Let's read the back of this card really quick. Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Wow, that really kind of goes with Judgment and the Empress here. The proof that you are not enough. It's not true. Anyways, yeah, burn baby burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like, oh my God. So like I said, you move on and then it's like you find, like your soul feels renewed again and you find the star to guide you, right? And then death and rebirth. It's literally this reading. I could have just read this card. Yeah, your soul is calling. It's time for rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Holy shit. Look at this shit. The bottom of this deck, this little deck I made. Freedom. This is a very massive time for Geminis, especially Gemini risings. They're going to resonate with this a little more, I feel. Massive times for Geminis. Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? Are you going through some change? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually new beginnings. Whatever you're going through, find something to look forward to. Okay, let's say, I'm not saying all of you will do this, I'm just giving an example, but let's say some of you are going through a breakup and you're like, holy shit, I cannot picture my life without this person. I've been there, I get it. I don't know what I'm going to do. Who am I without this person, right? Something along those lines. What's good about this breakup? What's something that you can look forward to? And it may be like really, really hard to find, right? It may be like not the easiest thing to find something good or something to look forward to about the situation, but it is possible. Even if it's something very small, I promise it will help you so much more than you can imagine. It helped me in that situation. So also, you know, any other situation, if it's a job crisis, if it, whatever it is, it's like, okay, what can I do now that I couldn't before? What's good about this? It really allows you to expand your mind into looking at things in a new way. So astrologically, Gemini, I think I kind of touched on a few things already. It's Taurus season. Taurus is your 12th house. That's why a lot of this deals with the past and letting go, all of that kind of jazz. Venus and Mercury are in your sign, so this is a new beginning for you, Gemini. You know, your ruling planet is home. This is a time to start thinking about yourself, you know, to start valuing yourself, to start addressing your self-worth. Mercury is going retrograde in your sign at the end of the month, which is going to be a massive reflection on who you are and the different ways that you're projecting yourself, your body, your health, etc. Now, Mercury is going to be conjunct Venus when it goes retrograde and square Neptune in your 10th house. So there may be some confusion around the end of the month regarding career. Okay, regarding career and maybe money or finances. There may be something that is not entirely true, or something like that. You know, Neptune can have a sense of deception. Okay, so you do want to watch out for deception, especially in the world in general, in your public life, so to say, in your career world. There can be a level of deception there. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of a lot, and you want to make sure that you are trying to take this time and really go inward. Try not to focus on other people too much. You know, you could find that you are trying to maybe, you know, it's okay to acknowledge those that are very important to you, but try not to get caught up in other people's shit too much. This is a time where you need to address your needs and you need to address yourself. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys, Gemini. Hopefully this resonated. Definitely let me know down below. I'd love to hear about it. If you would like to sign up for extra videos and exclusive videos, weekly horoscopes, etc., new and full moon, occasional rituals and spells, definitely go down below and sign up for my Patreon. Patreon is basically what helps me do these videos. And yeah, I will see you guys in my other videos. What's up, Cancer? Welcome back to the channel, and let's get into your May 2021 reading. You guys have a lot going on. Mars in your sign. Feeling very independent, okay, is what I'm really getting here. There's a lot going on in terms of what the hell do I want? Also a lot in terms of just give me my damn space, please, right? Seems like everybody is trying to hit you up lately, whether your family, your children, friends, relationships, whatever, and you probably feel like it's all a distraction because you're trying to focus. This is a time where you want to be left alone. You're feeling this independent Mars energy, and you can't be bothered with trying to solve everybody else's issues when it comes to the home and the family life. There could also be some conflicts happening with work, with, you know, people in your career, etc., that you really don't want involved with, you know? There could be some issues or conflicts happening in your relationship as well. And either you or somebody else may be acting from a very immature place, okay? It's kind of what I'm getting here. you are just trying to focus on your potential, your goals, what you want out of life, right? Fulfillment. Fulfillment. And I don't know, I just get this like really, I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't fucking care kind of attitude from you guys. It's really interesting. And we even got, where can I create more space? You are, okay. Some of you in May could be so self-centered, so into your own goals and your own things, that you are unintentionally kind of being an asshole to other people, that you are kind of coming off very selfish to other people, and that could cause some issues, you know. And I think that resolving any conflicts that come up, even if you feel like they aren't your business, or even if you feel like you're to blame, it doesn't make it better by projecting your guilt for starting the conflict back onto them. You know what I mean? Because really, it's your feeling, right? You can't blame somebody else for how you're feeling, right? And so that's a big one I'm kind of getting here for you. I know that you're wanting to stay very busy. You have a lot going on, and I love the no bullshit attitude on you guys. I think it is awesome. But when Mars moves out of your sign in like a month and a half or so, you don't want to have all of your important relationships kind of out of your life, you know? When you start needing those relationships, possibly even this month, you don't want to reach out and not have anybody there, right? And I kind of get it, because I feel like a lot of you guys are like, yo, I'm always the one doing and helping. I'm always the one to look at things and help people, and I'm sick of being screwed over. Every time I try to play the peacekeeper, every time I try to understand them, I get ran over. And I get it. I get it. So there are certain situations though where it's like, you need to be doing the work. Are you doing the work on yourself? Do you believe that you're worthy? Are you clear on what your soul really wants? Right? Because underneath it all, if you're feeling frustrated by somebody or other people in your life, if they're frustrating you, right? It's likely coming from a place of some kind of feeling within you. More times than not, it does lead to self-worth. And so that's something that you may want to look at this month, okay? I think that this month, you know, a massive theme for you is being able to look at another perspective, being able to look at another side of something to balance out that Mars energy. I know that you have no desire to do that with Temperance reversed here. I know that you're like, just let them all, you know, argue and fight. I don't care. But you don't want to be too disconnected. Okay, you don't want to take it to extremes. And I feel like there is somebody either coming back from your past or somebody newer in your life. Could be a friend, a contact, something. But it seems like they are here because I have the seasonal contact situation card. It seems like they may be here to show you something. So you may want to pay attention to that, Cancer. But I'm really seeing here that you have new and different ideas on what it is that you want. in life, and you're not putting up with anybody holding you back. Like, you're not putting up with bullshit. You're not putting up with somebody that wants to waste your time, that wants to be immature, and I totally get it. That's awesome. That's not what concerns me. It concerns me if you're kind of projecting your own frustrations or projecting your own shit onto people that could be important to you. That's where it could get a little bit like, you know. I get it that you kind of want your time right now, and that's fine. It's not that you need to constantly be busy, or, you know, maybe a lot of you are really constantly busy and you just want a fucking break. Take a break. You know what I mean? Do something for yourself if you're not. If you're already doing something for yourself and you're already taking a break from everybody else, that's fine too. Just make sure that you're not completely so caught up in yourself that you end up doing things that you later are like, why did I do that? That I was an asshole. You know, so that's basically what I'm saying here. Try to keep somewhat of a balance here, okay? So, looking at your astrology for the month of May, Cancer, we have some big things happening this month, okay? You have Venus and Mercury in your 12th house, which could bring back some people from the past. It could bring a sense of, and they're gonna come across the North Node as well, so you are gonna be in a state of like really wanting to get away. Like I was saying, hermit mode, kind of like, give me my space, I need a break. This is a great month to take a vacation, to just get away from people, get away from the everyday hustle and bustle of life, your job, etc. Go have fun, go be you, go live your best life, you know what I mean? This is a really great month for that. Also, there could be some karmic situations that are presented to you, or some karmic contacts that you meet, some karmic relationships, or even some relationships from the past that come back around this month. So Mercury is retrograding in your 12th house. So the first part of this month, you really want to pay attention, because whatever happens is going to come back around towards the end of this month and next month. Okay, so remember that. Mercury actually goes into retrograde on the 29th, and it's going to be squaring Neptune when it goes retrograde. Okay, so you could be not seeing something clearly here. Okay, there could be some kind of vision or some kind of belief that you have, but there's something very hidden about it, or there could be something that you are somewhat hiding as well. That causes you to be a little bit deceptive maybe towards others towards the end of the month, or a situation is like this with you if it's not you like this. Okay, so just keep that in mind. There is a little bit of deception going on here, a little bit of moving things around behind the scenes. This could also be forgiving somebody that maybe wronged you or hurt you in the past, or meeting up with someone from the past, or making some kind of amends, okay? Or someone making some kind of amends with you. Very interesting. Let me know what happens, if anything like that happens with that 12th and 9th house energy with Mercury squaring Neptune. You know, Neptune can be delusion, escapism, certain ideologies, belief systems, certain sacrifices, things like this. So let me know what comes up there, but just be careful that with that deception aspect, whether it's you or somebody else, towards the end of the month, there's definitely going to be something there that you start seeing. Okay, there could be conversations happening behind the scenes, stuff like that. Okay, so anyways, there could also be a learning dynamic to that too. It could also play out and with a theme of learning involved as well. But we also have Jupiter moving into Pisces this month, which is also a big deal. The next few months are going to be a preview of what's going to happen next year for you guys, okay? Because Jupiter moves into Pisces for a while at the very end of this year, moving into next year. So you're getting like a little bit of a glimpse of 2022 for you guys, for everybody. But pay attention for you specifically what happens, because it may come back around next year. You may see similar themes or similar situations or the same situations. And that happens on the 13th. Jupiter moves into Pisces. This is your 9th house sector. So you are going to start being, towards the second half of this month, very much wanting to learn and evolve your consciousness, get into spirituality, transcend duality, wanting to learn new esoteric, mystical, ethereal, spiritual practices and topics. And this could be with that square as well. Be careful that you're not being deceived by a guru or something like that, like a teacher, okay? Like, or a certain belief system or spiritual practice, or maybe you buy something and it's not what you thought it was, okay? So definitely make sure, you know, there's something hidden here towards the end of the month that you're not seeing fully, okay? So anyways, but once Jupiter moves into Pisces, this is an expansion of the things that you're interested in, the things that you want to learn about, the things that you want to do, especially regarding healing and spirituality and connection, etc. Belief systems. For some it may be religion. You know, it's gonna relate more if you're a Cancer rising, by the way, but for the astrology portion of this. But yeah, so anyways, Saturn goes retrograde on the 23rd, so there may be some hangups, delays, setbacks regarding your financial life or your partner's finances, joint finances, shared resources and finances. If there's been somewhat of like a lack there or some difficulty there, if you've been getting into some of the darker areas of life, which is ruled by the 8th house, so mortality, death, rebirth, transformation, the occult, deep-seated fears, things like that, there could be some kind of slowing down of sorts there. If you've been really struggling in that area, this could actually be very beneficial as well, and kind of cut you some slack. So that happens on the 23rd. On the 26th, we have a full moon, total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, which is awesome. So basically this is going to, I don't know why I said it's awesome, it may not be awesome, but basically this is going to happen in your 6th house of Sagittarius. So this is going to bring up possible situations with your work, your daily routines, your health, things that feel redundant, or things that feel like I've been working on this forever and I'm not getting anywhere, or certain routines or habits that are affecting your day-to-day schedules in life, or certain situations that are certain health things that are coming up. This lunar eclipse is definitely, you know, because it's with the south node, so this is definitely some kind of ending, some kind of drain, some kind of removal, something being kind of like taken out of your life in some way, or removed in some way, or decreasing in some way, but it's going to be really big, it's going to be very intense. So this is going to be something with those themes of work, health, daily routine. Also, the 6th house in ancient astrology was thought of as sometimes like unfortunate events, or where we can feel like we are slaving away at something, you know. So not all the time though. I mean, I have a lot of 6th house shit, so it's not always bad for me. So it's not like always doom and gloom like that. But yeah, that basically it's going to be a massive focus on work, and then also like your daily practices and stuff like that, and your daily routines. But also the ruler of the 6th house is Jupiter, and it's at home in the 9th. So where is your daily life needing an upgrade, like spiritually, or with your beliefs, your outlook, etc.? Like it's like your expansion of consciousness, or expansion of your mind, expansion of what you want to do, your potential is affecting your daily life somehow. But first, something needs to go in order for you to move forward, okay? So anyways, that's basically it. Around the 29th is when Mercury retrogrades while it's squaring Neptune. So towards that end of the month, that's when you really want to look for any kind of deception themes and stuff like that. But hopefully that resonates, Cancer. Definitely let me know down below. I'd love to hear how your month goes, and if any of this is resonating so far. Definitely keep me updated, keep me posted, and yeah, that is basically it. I will see you guys in my other videos, and yeah, bye. What's up, Leo? Welcome back to the channel, and let's get into your May 2020 reading. So, not that I really need cards too much to talk to you guys, because as a Leo rising, I have a pretty good idea of how this is going down here. A lot going on here. So Leo, it just feels like one thing after a fucking another, doesn't it? Like it just keeps going and going and going, right? And I just feel like there's something that it's like, okay, here, this is the best way I'm going to explain it. The way in which you have normally dealt or gotten through situations in the past is no longer working. Okay, so all of these things that are coming up, especially like in the last few months, where you may feel like you're kind of in limbo, or you're kind of like feeling held back, or you are feeling like unsure of what to do about a relationship, a job, whatever the case may be. It's like you're at this constant crossroads and you're not really moving forward and you're not really moving backward. It's almost like being stuck in time, so to say. And part of you really wants to just focus on work, right? To focus on work, to do the hard work, because maybe it will pay off. Maybe, just maybe, it will pay off, right? If you can just show people that, like, how strong you are and how much you enjoy, or how much passion that you have about someone or something or a job or a hobby or whatever, then maybe it will just pay off. But at the same time, there's something here that's just not good enough with that either. Because you know that to do something different, to go in a new direction, to make the massive change, brings about a level of unknown. To cut your losses and to move into a new realm of things is just way too unknown and is just scary, right? There's something here that you've been doing over and over and over again, like a bad habit or a bad pattern, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like there's something here where it's time to break the fuck free. Right? Look at this shit. What is the lesson? Time to stop running. Are you seeing the pattern yet? I mean, I feel like that couldn't be more clear. They're all basically saying the same fucking thing. Also, trust issues. I feel like, and then we even have seasonal contact situation or relationship. I feel like it's a situation. For some of you, it could be a relationship. But it's like something just keeps coming back, right? It could be different for different ones of you. This is a general reading. But this month, it's like, okay, I'm like so sick of getting stuck. I'm so sick of questioning myself. I'm so sick of doing all of this work and just hoping that one day it'll pay off. Whether whether you're putting work into a relationship or a job or, some kind of creative pursuit or hobby. It's like this month you're really focused on your future. And there are kind of big decisions that need to be made. Where do you want to go from here? What do you even really truly want? What is it that you want? These three cards are beautiful. And I feel like you can get there with this middle Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillment. You want to physically feel good about yourself. You want to emotionally feel fulfilled and connected. And you want to be seen. You want to shine. You want to put yourself out there. You want to, you know, the sun has been reborn. But something just may not feel like you've been reborn yet, like you're still stuck in the birth canal and have been for like ever. You're still stuck in the cocoon even though you've, you know, like what's happening is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. So Leo, this month, Taurus energy, right? Taurus is the 10th house for us if you are a Leo rising. Our legacy, our career, our future, our public image. Two of Cups coming out right on top of the Lovers. Relationship has been a lot of work. Possibly with a fire sign, an air sign, or neither really. Doesn't have to be with one of those, but there's been a lot of patience that you've had to put into a certain situation with somebody. There's been a lot of running, a lot of fear, a lot of kind of trying to get away from a certain situation. It's like there's something that you're running from here. There's something that you're not wanting to face necessarily, and this is the month with Mars in your 12th house to face shit. Okay, and it's gonna build as we move through next month as well. So this is the time to face shit. If you want that emotional fulfillment, it's not gonna come from just sitting by and not doing anything. You know, from just allowing yourself to be still. You can use the stillness, but use it for the purposes of reflecting. Use it for the purposes of allowing yourself to face things, right? Not just to be in your head. There's some pattern or habit that is really coming to light this month that needs to be faced. So, other than that, Jupiter is moving into Pisces. And Pisces for Leo risings is their 8th house sector. So this is going to be a time of really wanting to expand financially. Really possibly, you know, situations coming up that involve growing spiritually through facing your fears or certain darker aspects of yourself, shadow work, working with the occult, etc. We have the Lovers again with the 4 of Cups. Leo, I feel like you feel stagnant in something, whether it's a relationship, a decision. Once again, I'm really getting that you feel like you're at this crossroads. You're feeling disconnected. And so it's going to be very important for you this month to find what it is that connects you again. What it is that makes your heart feel secure. What it is that helps you express your emotions, that helps you express your heart in some way, as we're having the Sagittarius lunar eclipse, which is super powerful, going to be super powerful because it's like literally a total lunar eclipse in the 5th house of Gemini, or I'm sorry, Sagittarius. What motivates you? Where is your heart at? What do you want? This is a time about getting real about what it is you want and your bigger vision for it. If you're a Leo rising, it may be some kind of spiritual expansion through psychology, through healing in some way, through creativity in some way. Something along those lines. Exploration. Leo, you may also be feeling like you really, really just want to get away from something. And that's another thing. A lot of you could be wanting to get away because there's something that you're running from. And it may do you some good to get away for a short time, you know, to take a vacation or to just like get the hell out of town for a little bit, something like that. It would be very, very good for you to do that, to reflect on what it is that you want and what it is that you feel like you're running from. Because there's something here that you're running from. And it's like, this is a month where you're getting back in touch with your heart at that lunar eclipse. This could also mean possibly for some of you, some intense situation peaks, or possibly some kind of ending that happens with a particular romance. This would be a romance, not necessarily a committed relationship. I mean, it could be for some of you, but with the 5th house, it's more of like a short-term romance. This could also be bringing up themes of sexuality as well. Wherever your heart is. So I think that, you know, this month is showing you, it is really pushing you to consider what it is that you want out of your life, what it is that's in your life that needs to go, that's holding you back, what it is that you're running from. These different patterns and habits and cycles that you've been getting stuck in, that you've been unable to break, okay? We have a new moon in Taurus on the 11th in your 10th house. This could be a time of really planting seeds to help you move in a new direction for your future or with career. This could definitely be a time where you're getting back into something career related or, you know, wanting some kind of new beginning in career. Jupiter in Pisces is definitely going to be interesting for us, though. It's definitely going to be a time where we are wanting to expand, where we are wanting to grow, where we are looking into things that deal with 8th house themes. Like I said, occult, finance, the more deeper areas of life and where we are wanting to grow. And so that's why I feel like this is the time, especially also with Mars in your 10th house, to start addressing your emotional issues. And like your old devices and your old defense mechanisms are no longer working. If you want to be emotionally fulfilled and have all the cups, then you have to be able to handle your emotions. This beautiful combination that altogether to me really screams being fulfilled and confident in oneself, like just amazing self-worth and self-esteem, comes from being able to be in touch with yourself emotionally. Tapping into the inner child, tapping into what it is that you actually want, and really what's in the way of that and why. Okay, top of the deck we actually have, do I believe I am worthy? Interesting. Let's see if we can get anything else here. Mercury is going retrograde this month in your 11th house. There's going to be a lot of different connections and acquaintances and people that you may want to distract yourself with. And that may not be a good idea. Not everybody may be telling you the truth, and not everybody may be how they're showing themselves. Okay, this is definitely going to be a time where you start, it could be a very deceiving time in the friend group section, sorry to say. Be careful what you're spending money on as well, what you are investing in, because when Mercury goes retrograde, it's going to be squaring Neptune in your 8th house. Okay, this could be a time where, once again, there are certain themes of running or escapism, delusion, deception, lies, things like this that are coming up, hidden things that are coming up. And this could even be as simple as maybe you just hear certain gossip or rumors about other people towards the end of the month and into next month. But mainly, you just want to watch out for the people that you're surrounding yourself with around this time, okay? So, beautiful advice right here. Do I believe that I'm worthy? Number 1, you are worthy, you are deserving, you are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim your life you have dreamt up. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your heart, put it on your head and wear it. Yeah, so we also had to whom am I comparing myself to right now? And I really do feel like this is an issue for Leos, because Leos can kind of get into fun competition at times, but it can actually become like something that you use to beat yourself up with. Why am I not where they are, or why are they shining and I'm not? You know, I must not be good enough, you know? And where you start comparing yourself to other people, or you start acting like someone that you're not. As we've went over several times, you're the brightest fucking body, celestial body in the sky. You don't need to try to be something, just be. And I know that's easier said than fucking done. Trust me, as a Leo rising, I fucking know. I'm not feeling too high about myself lately either. And I catch myself comparing too. I'm not fucking perfect, okay? We are not fucking nuns over here. But I have to do the work when that happens, and I have to allow myself to feel my freaking feelings of, oh, I must not be good enough. Okay, why don't I think I'm worthy? You know, what's really going on, and getting to the root of it, and allowing myself to feel it. Okay, so I do feel like with the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands here, by the end of the month, Leo, you're going to start feeling like you're making some progress again. And it's not about necessarily progress in work. It's not about even progress in a relationship, I think. I think it's more so progress within yourself. Like, the spark has been put out now for a while, if that makes sense. Hopefully this is resonating with you guys. So yeah, to who am I comparing myself to right now? It says, what are you able to see in another? What you are able to see in another is only visible because it is within you, ready to be brought out. Shine light on this feeling of not being enough and see the truth. All that you need and want is within you. Stop comparing and start creating. What can you start creating, Leo? This is a really good month for that, okay? We also have, when was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? Laughter and smiling are a great medicine for this, okay? If you are feeling like the ways that we've talked about in this video, down, whatever, try to be around somebody that makes you laugh, somebody that you can trust, somebody that, you know, and we even got trust issues, which is interesting. Trust issues could definitely be brought up this month, and like I said, they are kind of coming up with that Neptune Mercury. But so you do want to be careful with who you can trust, but you also, this may be trust issues. Maybe you're not very trusting, you know what I mean? So go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed yourself, or did. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting and eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. Laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the little things. Laugh more often. Okay, we also have, when was the last time I danced freely? Dancing is so helpful at connecting to the passion and the fire within you. You know, dancing just freely, like really allowing yourself to tap in and to feel the music and to move to it, can be so fucking helpful, okay? It can really completely alter your mindset, your mood, your kind of just the fire within you, period. So anyways, dance to some of your favorite music, just allow yourself to just be yourself, and you will start feeling a lot differently, you know. So kind of make a commitment to yourself. And even these cards, you know, they're dancing in this card, you know. This could be a good month to, like, towards the end of the month, go to some kind of event or somewhere where you can have fun, Leo, because you deserve it. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys. Hopefully that ends up resonating with you guys. Definitely let me know down below if any of it did so far. Keep me updated how this month goes for you. I really love to hear about it down below. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, and also have a Patreon down below where I offer exclusive content, so you can check that out too if you'd like. All of the like if you want to book a reading as well, that can be accessed below. And yeah, I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What's up, Virgo? Welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and talk about it. This is for your astrology and tarot for the month of May, by the way. And yeah, so of course, right when we start, you may be having some trouble focusing in the month of May, okay? Your ruling planet, Mercury, is in its other ruling sign of Gemini, which is a little bit less grounded than you are. So as much as you have all of these things that you're wanting to do, all of these different avenues that you're wanting to explore, it can be a little bit hard choosing one. Okay, you're trying to combine two different worlds in some way. You may be doing a lot in terms of your career, or very focused on your career along with your finances. You may be also trying to transmute your financial situation in some way. You may be trying to add in new forms of income or something along those. There's some kind of financial exchange that I feel you're trying to bring together here. This could also be some kind of deal or contract that you're trying to make in the month of May as well, or some new commitment that is happening here. But like I said, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to focus at first until you get the hang of this energy, and I'm going to tell you how. Right? You need to focus on one thing at a time. One small thing at a time. Focus on that, and then move to the next small thing, because if not, you're going to have all kinds of distractions. You're going to have all kinds of distractions. And there also may be a little bit of confusion about where you're trying to go, and also some things in the past. There's definitely like a past thing coming up here. Sentiment, nostalgia, things like that. You're getting distracted with things from the past. Maybe you're remembering things, something along those lines. And so it's going to be important, Virgo, that you are, like I said, focusing on one small thing at a time, taking the first step, not psyching yourself out and living in your head all day, considering the different possibilities. One of your first oracle cards, how can I be more flexible right now? This is about being able to be flexible. Gemini is very flexible. It's very adaptable. It's looking at different sides to situations. And you need to maybe even remind yourself or ask yourself, is this important? Where do I need to put this in action rather than living in my head about it, right? Where do I need to actually do this rather than sitting here and thinking about it, you know? And also another big thing is not coming to conclusions too soon, right? Not just saying, oh, this must be this, because it will change. You will change your mind. And so it's going to be very important that you are not jumping to conclusions, and that you're asking yourself, what else can this mean? That you're looking at a situation in different ways. We got like some big cards coming up here. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Fool. This is what I was saying. Instead of thinking about it, you need to also balance that with taking action and just taking the first step, right? Kind of just surrendering and saying, I'm just going to do it, right? I'm just going to do it, doing one thing at a time, keeping it simple, keeping it basic. On another note, we have Death and the Four of Swords. So it's going to be very easy for you to change your mind, to kind of come into some kind of, go into some kind of mental change, some kind of mental shift. Now, there is also kind of a balance here where Death and the Four of Swords are somewhat contradicting this Ace of Wands and the Fool, whereas you would rather kind of just like lay around all day and I don't know, not do anything, you know what I mean? Because maybe you are still trying to deal with some kind of change or transformation that you've been going through, or that's happened in your life, and I get that. But this month is a month that, once again, you have to balance out the need to get shit done with a need to, like I said in the beginning, you're like combining two worlds this month. You're really kind of transmuting two different areas of your life in some way, shape, or form. You're learning how to be more adaptable. You're learning how to be more flexible. You're learning how to find other solutions for problems instead of only focusing on what's practical like you're used to. And so this can be a little bit challenging for you, and you're gonna be learning a lot over the next like month and a half, because like I said, your ruling planet Mercury is retrograding at the end of this month in Gemini, your 10th house. So your plans for your future, things with your career, the ideas that you have about your future are going to change. So keep that in mind, okay? And you may not be able to see just yet how it's gonna be or what exactly is going to happen, but something is definitely going to change. Now, Mercury, when it goes retrograde, is going to be squaring Neptune in your 7th house of relationships. This could bring up some trust issues, okay? As I'm saying that, the Devil and the Eight of Swords, this could bring up some trust issues and some emotional wounds around a partner, okay, or within a career, within a job. I also feel like, because we have the High Priestess and the Three of Cups, and I kind of set that aside because I wasn't exactly getting too much from this yet, but I feel like there is a sense of understanding duality in a situation that deals with friendships or a social circle. It's like getting some kind of intuitive insight or awareness through other people. And it's interesting because we have Mars in Cancer, and the High Priestess is very intuitive, and Cancer is ruled by the Moon, which is our intuitive senses. And so this month is going to almost put you in a situation, Virgo, where it's like, okay, I need to do something different, right? Even though I may feel like I am not able to, even though I may feel like I'm not strong enough, there's a certain kind of temptation this month to go back to old patterns, to go back to old habits. And like I said, it's like balancing two worlds. There's two different areas of life that need balance here, because they are in conflict with one another, I feel. It's like you are almost being forced to find your own inner strength, your own inner confidence, your own inner worthiness. Because there is some kind of old pattern or habit, old wound, or even temptation that is coming this month with this Devil and this Eight of Swords. but it may not be what it appears to be. So remember that. It may not be what it appears to be. Judgment and the Seven of Swords and the King of Cups and the Two of Wands. You may get put in a position where you need to use your intuition around a person. Okay, somebody may not be telling you the whole truth, or you may not be telling somebody the whole truth. There's something here where it's not what it appears to be. She thinks she's trapped, but she's not, right? With the Devil here, I feel like this has happened before. But with Judgment and the Seven of Swords here, it's like something's being revealed about some kind of deception. And it's time to choose a different way of dealing with this, is really what I'm getting here, Virgo. Yeah, it's time to find a way to become aware of the pain or of the wound itself and find a way to work through it and move on. Interesting. And this could be coming up around this Sagittarius full moon lunar eclipse that is happening in your 4th house sector. It could be bringing up some things from the past, and that's where this kind of like sentimental, nostalgic energy could be coming from, because it is eclipse season. First, though, we are going to have this new moon in Taurus on the 11th, which is in your sector of belief systems and your outlook and ideologies on the world and all of these types of things. So and also learning endeavors and stuff. So there could definitely be something new that you're learning around that time. But towards the end of the month, I really feel is when things are going to shift a little bit, and there's definitely going to be some karmic situations that arise that you will need to face and work through, especially related to family, home, and the past, childhood, things like this. Also, and your parents as well, and your family lineage, your ancestry. This is a South Node eclipse, so this could be some kind of ending, some kind of decreasing, some kind of sweeping away, some kind of draining of sorts. And the ruling planet of this eclipse is going to be in Pisces by that time, because Jupiter is moving into Pisces this month on the 13th, which is going to give us a sneak preview of the next year, really of next year. So pay attention these next couple of months with Jupiter and Pisces to what themes come up, because they will likely come up again. Also pay attention to the beginning of this month, because the themes that come up in the beginning of this month will be coming up again when Mercury goes retrograde at the very end of the month. So anyways, Jupiter's in Pisces in your 7th house sector. Where has your family trauma, your childhood, your upbringing, your parents, your home life, your family, where has that affected your relationships? And this is what is going to play a huge role. There are possibly other people affecting your patterns, habits, lack of trust, or issues, or feelings of unworthiness that are affecting your relationships in return, okay, and causing damage. And so this is something that I believe is going to need to be faced and healed this month. You need to set yourself free from the deception or the betrayal of somebody else. And I think that that's going to be a big theme for a lot of you, okay? Maybe not all of you, but remember, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody. But yeah, anyway, so that's basically what I'm seeing here, Virgo. That Mercury retrograde happens on the 29th. With Jupiter moving into your 7th house, your opposite sign, mid-month, you are going to really start learning and growing and expanding when it comes to relationships in your life. If you're single, this will be a really great time to meet new people, or to meet a long-lasting relationship over the next couple months, but especially in 2022. okay? You just want to be sure that the people that you're meeting are not being deceitful, or that maybe you are not deceiving yourself, or that you are not being too kind of uptight with trust issues, if that makes sense. So that is what I'm getting for you guys for the month of May, Virgo. Definitely let me know down below if any of that appears to resonate, and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about it. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. I also have a Patreon where I post extra exclusive content. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye. Libra, hello, my lovely Libras, my fellow Libras. Okay, so let's get into your May 2021 tarot and astrology reading. Wow. Okay, massive patterns coming up in your reading, okay? And I will just go ahead and tell you, main message of the month, embrace your dark side, baby. There may be some things that you're dealing with, Libra, that you feel, maybe you're feeling kind of like an outcast, or you're feeling kind of like things are against you in some way, or I don't know, there's like some kind of fear, insecurity, or feeling of like lack or something, I feel, for some of you. And I think this month, this is a time where you're finding the pleasure or finding the value and embracing the darker sides of yourself, and embracing those moments of fear, those moments of insecurity, and allowing yourself to move with them and sit with them, okay, to feel them. Because once you allow yourself to feel them, they don't have power over you, which is why if you see in this card, this girl is like protected in this bubble, even though all of these wands are against her. So yes, you may feel like the underdog, or you may feel like you're not good enough in some area of life right now, whether it's with work or a relationship or whatever the case may be. But when you can allow yourself to move through that fear, you allow yourself to become competent. You allow yourself to shine a light in those dark moments, in those dark places. You allow yourself, you give life beyond death. You create life beyond death. You create life with death, basically. So I feel like in a way you need to embrace your vulnerabilities this month, because they are what is going to help you feel whole. And it really makes sense with your ruling planet of Venus in the 8th house in Taurus, especially if you're a Libra rising. This is a month where, by understanding and walking through your pain, you get to the other side, and you now have the vision to be able to build anew, and you have the strength and the confidence to do it in yourself. So it really is a beautiful journey that you're on this month, Libra, is what I'm getting so far. You're on a journey to freedom. Okay, you're moving on because you see that something better comes from being reborn from the ashes, you know, and you're seeing this pattern that you've been stuck in, and you're finally like, I'm releasing, you know, by allowing yourself to just be, by allowing yourself to let go, by allowing yourself to release things, you're able to start building again. This would be a beautiful month, Libra, to get into like rituals or the occult or mysticism, to use like rituals or, you know, different spiritual or esoteric practices to kind of go through this journey, okay, is really what I'm getting here. Because I think that it would help almost guide you through it in a way. I'm also feeling like there's going to be tons of synchronicities and symbolism this month, so pay attention to that. Pay attention to any synchronicities, any signs that you are getting, because they definitely are there and they definitely are telling you something, okay? yeah, I do feel like there is a lot going on with inspiration and exploration of your goals, your career, the things that you want to build in life, the things that you want to manifest. You know, there's tons of inspiration there for that mid-month, around the probably around the Taurus new moon, or even a little bit afterward. There's going to be kind of like this spark that you get, and you're like, oh my god, that's what I want to build, that's the direction I want to go. You're going to start feeling very creative, all of that great stuff, and that confidence is going to just shine through you, because you are using your pain as your beauty, as your power. It's like you are rocking your heartbreak, you are rocking your vulnerabilities, you are rocking your so-called weaknesses, you know, your so-called shortcomings, and you are able to birth a new sense of confidence in the self, okay? A new sense of strength as well. I also want to tell you to be very careful around this time with fertility, okay? It's going to be a very fertile month, and that feminine energy is going to be very strong, okay? And I also want to say that for some of you, this could be working through certain sexual wounds or trauma as well, okay? So very interesting, but I feel like you're really you're learning how to work with your dark side. You're learning how to work with the darker parts of life. And I also feel like you are learning how to be smart when it comes to your money, your finances. What are you doing financially, Libra? This is a month that's really pulling that out of you. You know, like, what's going on financially? Where do you need to be saving? You need to be smart about this, okay? There's some financial things that you need to be smart about, that you need to take control of in a situation this month. That's definitely coming up here. Okay, so all right, so let's go ahead and get to your astrology, Libra. Okay, so we already talked about your ruling planet, Venus. She will be in Gemini on the 8th, which is your 9th house. So you're definitely going to be thinking about the big picture, okay? You're definitely going to be wanting to learn new things, wanting to explore new things, wanting to learn about new subjects, new interests, new things that you're into, all of that kind of thing. You are definitely going to be feeling guided to get into some kind of educational pursuit, possibly. There's definitely going to be some kind of interest or attraction or something there. You could also meet people that are a little bit out of your comfort zone, or a little bit like foreign to you. Sorry, my cat. But yeah, so basically, yeah, with Venus in your 9th house, it's definitely gonna be a time of like exploring your beliefs, your ideologies, your mind, kind of all of that kind of thing. Now, the next big thing is Jupiter is entering Pisces, which is a big deal because it's gonna be in here for a few months. Jupiter is a big planet and it's slow moving. So when it enters Pisces, it's gonna be showing you a sneak peek of what's to come next year in 2022. So you want to pay attention the next couple months. With Jupiter and Pisces in your 6th house, this is going to be a time of working on possible like holistic healing or alternative healing methods, alternative healing practices, diet, health, spirituality in your day-to-day life, day-to-day routines, spiritual practices. It's going to be a very ethereal and creative kind of time for you with Jupiter in your 6th house. You're definitely going to be focused on all of those types of things that I just named off. So anyways, we have the eclipses starting at the end of this month. The first one is the total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. The next eclipse isn't until next month, but the first eclipse that we have will be on May 26th. And this is happening in your third house sector. So this is definitely going to be a time of learning. Once again, there could be something here that's ending or something karmic happening with something that you're learning, a certain skill, a certain creative pursuit, something to do with, you know, your environment, your neighborhood, something along those lines. But this is definitely like a place of self-expression. And so with this full moon in the third house, there is probably something coming to light for you, something ending or something being kind of swept away here. So those are kind of the things that you want to watch out for around that time. But it's also going to act through Jupiter in your 6th house. So this is definitely a time where you are maybe reconsidering what you think you know and how it relates to your day-to-day life and your routines and your work, your job, etc. So yeah, and then on the 29th, Mercury goes retrograde in Gemini, and it's gonna be conjunct Venus. So you're definitely gonna be feeling this Mercury retrograde in your 9th house of belief systems, higher learning, etc. So it's gonna be a time, this Mercury retrograde is gonna be a time where you are questioning your belief systems, where you are wanting to learn new things or needing to be more flexible with your ideologies, your outlooks, your world views, you know, your views on things, your religious views, your political views, your just spiritual views, whatever the case may be. Now it is going to be squaring Neptune in your 6th though, so there may be a certain level of like maybe something that you're needing to learn, but you're also wanting to escape in some way, or a certain level of wanting to escape through your work, or you know, maybe something isn't what it appears to be at work, or maybe you're trying to take some kind of like course to get a new job or something, or to do something with work, but it's not what it appears to be with Mercury there. So there could definitely be some confusion, or there could be a lot of confusion around belief systems and coworkers, for instance. So that's something else that you want to watch out for. So yeah, Libra, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Hopefully that ends up resonating. Definitely let me know down below if any of it did. I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love to know. Keep up with me through the month and let me know for sure as well. And yeah, I love you guys. I will see you guys in my other videos. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram to keep up with me. And also you can you can subscribe to my Patreon, where I do exclusive videos and horoscopes and rituals and spells and all of that jazz. So I will see you guys yeah, in my other videos. Bye. What's up, Scorpio, and welcome to your May 2021 tarot and astrology reading. So let's hang out and get into it. You have a lot going on, Scorpio, and a lot of messages here for May 2021. The first thing that I really want to say really quick before I forget is that I'm getting that sometime in May, or this could be something that you're going through right now, there will be some kind of unfair or untrue judgment that is passed, whether on you or you to someone else. There's something here that you are really being guided to look at in the month of May on what is true and what isn't, and what if you are wrong, what if what you think is true isn't, or what if you think is false isn't. And that seems to be a really big theme coming up here. You are getting shown so much in the month of May 2021. You are getting exposed to a lot of things that you have been hanging on to for a long time, mentally and emotionally, okay? And you are getting a lot of things in your life are being exposed, maybe other people around you or at work. There's just a lot that is coming to light this month in May, okay? This month is also a really massive month for relationships, like love relationships, love affairs, romance, dating, long-term committed relationships, marriages. This is a massive time for that, as Taurus is your 2nd house. We are in Taurus season. We also have your 5th house being activated mid-month when Jupiter steps in, which is going to be very interesting. And we'll talk about it. Let's getting a little ahead of myself here. But basically, Scorpio, I feel like there's something this month that you are kind of fighting or avoiding, or maybe you already have been fighting or avoiding whatever this is, and this month is like, okay, you can't just keep looking the other way, you have to face this. This could be at a job, with some kind of authority. The first two tarot cards we have are the Page of Wands and the Emperor, okay? And so I feel like, you know, you're definitely possibly exploring opportunity in the career field. We're exploring opportunity for, you know, structure and growth in some regard. But there's something here where not everything is quite as it seems, and that's like a major theme this month, not just in your reading, but astrologically speaking. Mercury is going retrograde at the very end of this month, and it's going to be squaring Neptune. So there's definitely going to be some false flags that are occurring. There's definitely going to be some deception or things that are not necessarily what they seem in some way. And you have the Page of Swords reversed here, which is telling me that what you hear or what you see may not be what it seems, okay? And or some kind of idea or belief that you have that you are trying to push, or that somebody else is trying to push on you, you need to make sure that you are looking at the bigger picture, that you are looking at the other side of things before you make a decision, that you are looking at it from every angle. Okay, so this is a big message coming through for you here in several of your cards. So that seems to be big kind of throughout your whole month, but then as we get a little bit into your month, we also have the Queen of Cups and the Sun. Queen of Cups is reversed, and right after that the Moon came out. And as soon as I saw the Queen of Cups come out reversed, I thought of emotional buildup, things that have built up emotionally or things that you're denying emotionally are coming to light here, or somebody else in your life, okay? But something is being exposed here, something is being seen, some kind of vulnerability or fear or emotional attachments or baggage that you've been holding on to for a while are coming to the surface. They are coming to light, okay? Certain habits or attachments that you have are coming to the forefront, and it really shows me that because the next card is the Four of Pentacles. What have you been holding on to, Scorpio? What if you're struggling right now in some area of your life, or you are I mean, this could be with a relationship, a job, although astrologically there is a ton of focus on your relationships this month, but there's some kind of attachment that you've been holding on to here. It's like you don't want to see things in a different way. And these external occurrences that you're having, like the unfair judgment or pushing unfair judgment that I was talking about, seem to be coming from or mirroring something happening in you. Okay, so what is going on in you that is, you know, possibly being mirrored by these situations? What is it that needs to be let go of? You know, it's like you're holding on to something for some kind of protection or safety, something from the past, possibly some kind of guilt or shame, some kind of regret, okay? The Wheel of Fortune coming up here is your last card next to the Five of Cups really tells me that when you're able to let this go and you're able to go with the flow, things start turning for you. Things start shifting for you. But the second half of the month, it looks like you're really hanging on to something. We have the card Ego Death as well. There's something that your ego is attached to because it's making you feel a certain way about yourself. It's like part of your identity, or it's part of you telling yourself something that may not necessarily be true. And the biggest message of all here is just surrender. We also have Stuck and Unwilling, and What Are You Fighting or Avoiding? Which is kind of what I already went over, you know, like if you are kind of, if you are finding yourself fighting against something or battling something or stuck in some kind of fear, it's because you don't want to let go of some kind of attachment or some kind of emotional situation that has built up. And it's time to surrender. So the more you fight here, the harder it will be. This month does not have to be difficult if you don't want it to. In fact, you have beautiful things going on astrologically. I was actually kind of surprised to see a lot of these messages and to get a lot of these messages for you, because astrologically speaking, Jupiter is moving in such a beautiful place for you. Jupiter is very powerful in Pisces. It rules Pisces, and Pisces is your 5th house if you're Scorpio rising. So you are going to have an abundance of great stuff. The 5th house is the house of good fortune. It is the house of, creativity and our joy, our heart, our heart's joy, where we find joy in our lives. And it can deal with romance and sexuality and children. You do want to be very, very careful if you are not trying to get pregnant for the next couple months, okay? Because you may be very fertile, or fertile. I always say fertile for some reason. You may be very fertile for the next few months, okay? So you do want to be on the lookout for that. If you are trying to get pregnant, these next few months could be a really good time for it. So anyways, Scorpio, you need to stop feeding yourself bullshit. Okay, you need to stop feeding yourself bullshit, and it's going to be so fucking apparent to you this month, especially with Mercury retrograding in your 8th house sector. Okay, you're not going to be able to just lie to yourself or accept lies from others anymore. You're going to have to face the truth. If there is some kind of information being spread around very quickly, make sure that you are looking at the other side. Make sure that you are questioning it. What if it isn't true? Okay? It says the thing that you are telling yourself right now, the concrete reasons why you think you don't belong, you can't do it, you won't get there, you're not enough, or it's not for you. What if it wasn't true? It's time for a soul chat. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and ask the wise one within you, what if it isn't true? What else might be possible? You can also journal, what lie do I need to let go of to reach my soul's truth? And the other card that we have here is, what excuses am I making right now? No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. Okay, so what excuses are you making that is holding you back, right? You have these desires, these passions, these mountains that you want to climb, these places you want to get to, this growth you want to achieve, but there are also some certain ideas, concepts, ideologies that you have or beliefs that you have that need to be looked at with this Page of Swords. Also, make sure that you are not spreading false information this month, Scorpio, because this could come back on you, okay? So you want to be sure of that. You want to be aware of that. And I think this is really coming up because of Mars in your 9th house, of your belief systems, your views on life, religion, politics, your views on spirituality, like just life in general, why are we here, what's going on, you're just the concepts and your ideologies, your philosophies on life. And so with Mars here, you're really being kind of pushed to change how you view some things, change your outlook on some things, to explore new belief systems, to explore your own belief systems, to explore your views. Okay, you could get very, very attached to your belief systems and start defending them when really maybe they're old, outdated belief systems that really aren't even true or that are no longer working for you. So with Mars here, it's really good to explore new things, to explore new concepts, new ideas, new ideologies, and to learn new things, okay? This is a time of learning that can be very, very beneficial to you. This is a time of exploring beyond what you think your limitations are, okay? But beyond what you think your restrictions are. But you have to open your mind. It's okay to change your mind. Now, like I said, a lot of stuff coming up in the relationship this month as well, with all of this energy in your 7th house in Taurus around the new moon on May 11th. You could notice some kind of new beginning happening a little bit before or a little bit after that new moon that's taking place within your relationships, okay? If you are a single Scorpio but you are looking for somebody, the next couple months, especially starting this month, could be a very good time to meet somebody new. And yeah, let's see what else is going on here. We have eclipse season at the end of this month as well. The full moon total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius is happening in your 6th house if you're a Scorpio rising. So this is going to be bringing up a lot of your values, your internal value system, what's meaningful to you, what's important to you. Once again, your beliefs, the beliefs that you hold close to you. You know, you're going to be really asked to let go of certain things that you have been holding on to that are no longer serving you, that you are holding on to out of instinct, fear, attachment, that you think you need but you really don't. Like I said, there's going to be some vulnerabilities exposed here for you to move on and walk away from, but once you do, you have limitless potential. You then shift. Let me see if I can get just a few more clarifier cards for you guys from this deck here. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles coming up. Definitely learning something new. Some of you guys could be exploring financial options, financial matters with all of this 8th house energy and Gemini. So this month and next month is going to be a massive month for finances, shared resources and finances. Okay. I see some kind of surprise here, Scorpio. Yeah, some kind of surprise. This is really interesting. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the Tower, and the Page of Swords. Again, they're all upright. So this is some kind of surprise that comes in that you weren't expecting, okay? But that is very beneficial and helps you learn in some way. I have a feeling this is going to be more so either at the end of this month or even into next month. This is going to happen really quick. We have the 8 of Wands and the Moon again. So once again, be careful with what you are choosing to believe this month. Any gossip, anything that seems shady, be careful with that. Now, I'm also getting here though that this surprise is coming in very fast, and it's going to help you transform those feelings and those emotions, to transmute that into something that helps you be more fulfilled. So it's almost like finally reaching emotional fulfillment after the difficulty of not wanting to let go or surrender. So hopefully that makes sense, Scorpio. That is basically what I have for you guys this month. Make sure you're paying attention this month as well, because this month is a preview for a lot of different things, okay, for next year. Once Jupiter moves into Pisces, the next couple months are giving you a preview of what your next year is going to be like. Also, the first half of this month is giving you a preview of what Mercury retrograde is going to be like for the next month afterwards. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful. Definitely let me know down below if any of this ends up resonating with you. I'd love to hear about it. And we are done here. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I will see you guys in my other videos. What's up, Sag? Welcome to your May 2021 tarot and astrology reading. So let's get into it. This is a very, 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 very fated and karmic month for you and relationships. This is a massive, massive time for relationships for you, Sag. We are entering into eclipse season, number one. Sorry. We are entering into eclipse season. Too many cards there. And the lunar eclipse that we're going to have this month is in your sign. Okay, so this is going to be a massive moment of where you are going to be reflecting on self and other. Whether this is you and another person, whether this is how you carry yourself around other people, whether this is just you in general, your personality, your body, the way that you express yourself, your place in the world, etc., your childhood maybe, your physical appearance or features in some way. This is a time where you are really deeply reflecting on yourself and your place in the world. We have the World and the Nine of Wands here. This is a time where you are also, I feel, feeling a little bit burnt out on a path that you've been on, and also reflecting on what you want to create. For some of you, there's a massive children theme coming up here. I would be a little careful if you are not trying to get pregnant. But for others of you, I feel that you are feeling a little bit sentimental. You are reflecting on patterns from the past. Maybe certain people from the past as well. We have the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. This is very interesting. This could also be, for some of you, instead of children, something with your mother. Reflecting on something with your mother. And maybe how she's influenced you or affected you in some way. But this is a massive time of reflection on the people in your life, the people that you're close to. Okay, this is too many cards here. I hate it. I love these cards, but they stick together so easily. And this is interesting because Jupiter is moving into your fourth house of home and family. I do see you. Some of you almost have a mother that is very driven, very passionate, or just very outside of the norm in some way, is something I'm picking up here. A mother that may be a little bit more assertive and direct with her energy. Kind of a mother that just doesn't give a fuck. This may not be a message for all of you, by the way. And I feel like sometimes around her, you feel like you have to be the calm one, or be the caretaker, or be the supporter, or kind of almost lower your energy a little bit to get on her level. But that's really not the case. I feel like the part of her that is driven and passionate and wild and carefree lives on through you. And that's the part of you that you're going to be reflecting on. You are it's almost like your whole life is being reflected on here. Your whole life and the things that are closest to your heart. What I see here is almost like how people talk about like that moment where their life flashes before their eyes. It's kind of like this month you are going down memory lane, and you are wanting to expand and grow in more meaningful places, like places that are more meaningful, not superficial, like, oh, I want to expand and grow in my career, or I want to expand and grow and get more money. You know, this is more like, I want to expand and grow in places that mean a lot to me, because we have the Ace of Cups here coming afterwards as well. It's like, this month is really activating your heart center and really activating the things that are meaningful to you. in some way, because then we also have the Four of Pentacles coming after the Ace of Cups. So this is like, and when I look at this particular part of the Four of Pentacles, I don't see somebody as I do in like the regular tarot deck, where the guy's like holding on for dear life and he looks kind of like stingy and greedy. In this card, I see a lot more. I see faith in something. I see holding on to what's forgotten is kind of something that's coming to me here. Holding on to what's been forgotten. Keeping alive a memory in some way. Hopefully this is resonating with you guys in some way so far. I do see that some of you guys are missing somebody as well. Some of you guys are missing someone, yeah. For some of you guys, it could be a relationship or a family member. Like I said, a lot of relationship stuff coming up here, not only with your family, but also significant others, partnerships, you know, alliances, anybody that you are in a close relationship with or in a contractual relationship with. There's a lot of potential and opportunity here if you're willing to make friends with your past, if you're willing to come to a level of acceptance, of surrender. It's almost like you are holding on to something from the past. Yeah, okay. You're holding on to something from the past, and this is affecting you. For some of you guys, this could have been someone you were romantically involved with, and for others of you, like I said, it could have been a family member. I feel like you guys have been taking care of someone, or in some way, shape, or form, either taking care of or supporting someone, and at some point in May, you realize that it's time to move on from something, because we even have time to move on, something better awaits you, and then we also have break free, it's time. We also have surrender. Are you seeing the pattern yet? And I also feel like you're seeing something from a different side. So we have switch shoes, look at the other side. It's like, and that's kind of, you know, what the world is here. It's like something's coming full circle this month. You're able to see something in a new light completely, in a whole new way. And the wheel shifts, and you have this new idea of what you want to build, what your goals are, what you want to work towards, this new idea of your family, this new idea of family in general, this new idea of what you want to build and achieve. Mars is in your 8th house, Sag, and that is not necessarily easy. Okay, this is bringing up a lot of intense emotions and feelings, a lot of baggage, emotional baggage that you could be hanging on to. This is also bringing up themes of money and resources, debts, and it doesn't even just have to be like actual physical debts or monetary debts. It could be debts as in, wow, this is really amazing. This could be debts as in karmic debts. This is a very karmic and fated time, like I said. A very karmic and fated time, especially as we are entering into eclipse season, and that eclipse is in your 1st house. Massive endings. Massive endings, okay? So you are seeing a new potential this month. You are seeing your talents, your skills, your abilities to grow something, to birth something new into this world. It doesn't have to be a baby. It could be a new idea, a new business, a new job, there's just something here where you are putting your resources, your talents, your skills to the test. You are manifesting something, but not just like, oh, I'm gonna write these things down and it's gonna like show up at my doorstep. Like, no, it's like, I'm gonna actually do this, like, because I'm gonna do it physically and not just like wait for it to come. You know what I mean? Like, you are putting the work in, you are making something happen. You are literally creating something new in the physical with the Page of Pentacles here. And then we have the Page of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So to me, this is like, I'm gonna risk it. You're taking some kind of, it's not like a huge risk, but it's some kind of risk. You're like, I don't really care if I fucking fail, I'm doing it. Like, don't try to stop me. This is really, really beautiful. You're getting crafty this month, Sagittarius. You are getting crafty. This is about a certain level of craftiness with all this energy in Taurus in your 6th house. You're getting innovative, you're getting crafty. You are honing in on your skill set and doing something with it. You could be doing some kind of project, some kind of artsy thing, but something that really involves creativity and beauty, okay? This is just really fucking awesome. So, some of your other cards here, we have Am I Willing? And we also have Do I Believe I'm Worthy? So, for Am I Willing, we have You are on the edge of something great, can you feel it? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra, it's possible. Tons of possibility in the air this month for you. Follow your heart. Follow your heart's compass. That's fucking awesome. So, Do I Believe I'm Worthy says, you are worthy, you are deserving, you are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life you have dreamt up. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. For a big goal or dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this? Your mantra, I am worthy of it all. Okay, so astrologically speaking, Sag, your ruling planet Jupiter is moving into Pisces. So this is a big deal. Jupiter also rules Pisces. Pisces is your 4th house sector. So home, family, your lineage, where you come from, your bloodlines, your ancestry, also where you feel at home and safe, where you feel comfortable, like within yourself and within a certain environment. You know, Pisces is a very spiritual sign, so there could be certain like spiritual traits or emotional traits, healing traits going on, combined with the family or the home life in some way. This is going to be a really great time to expand your horizons when it comes to home, expand your views on what it means to be home. Also on the 11th, we have a new moon in Taurus, so this could be a new start to something you're doing on a day-to-day basis, new health, new daily routine, new diet, new job, new something. There's something new that you're starting here. With 6th house themes on the around the 11th. So anyways, and then we have the total lunar eclipse in your sign on May 26th. Okay, so that's going to be a very intense week for you. A lot's going to be revealed, a lot's going to come to light. You're really going to be kind of focusing on yourself and what needs to be let go in regards of yourself and your life in general in order for you to move forward, or in order for you to connect to others in some way, okay, or something to do with a relationship, so to say. So On the 29th, Mercury goes retrograde this month, and it's going to be retrograding in your 7th house. So you want to really pay attention the first part of this month, because you're going to get clues as to what this Mercury retrograde is going to be about regarding your relationships and your connections with other people, because when it goes retrograde, those things are going to come back around in some way. So over like the next, so at once Mercury goes retrograde, so the very end of the month into next month, you're probably going to be experiencing a lot of miscommunication in relationships, a lot of misunderstandings. You may have to you know, talk things out more than once, or go over things more than once. There could be people from your past coming back up. There could be old connections coming back up. There could be fated people or karmic people coming into your life, karmic things coming up in relationships. So yeah, so there may also be something, if you're already in a relationship, something that comes back around from the past that gets brought up that you may have to work through, an old pattern, an old habit, something like that, an old dynamic that you have to work through. So anyways, let me know if any of this ends up resonating, Sag. I'd really love to hear how your month goes and if this reading resonated. I think it's a really good reading. And yeah, I will see you guys in my other videos. If you want any more from me, just check the description below. And yeah, bye. What's up, Capricorn, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to your May 2021 tarot and astrology reading. I hope you guys are doing well, and let's get into it. So Capricorn, I kind of get the feeling that you guys may be in a rough spot right now, some of you. I could be wrong, and do remember this is a general reading, not all of it may resonate, okay? I get the feeling that some of you guys are having some issues, okay? There are some things happening, a lot of possible changes, or a lot of new developments in the relationship sector for some of you. And a lot coming this month when it comes to things that need to be let go of, things that are no longer working out for you, things that you cannot keep compromising with, things that you've given somebody or a certain situation a lot of slack, I feel, and you are kind of done. You're emotionally whooped, some of you, emotionally exhausted. It feels like you're possibly constantly like you were possibly constantly going back and forth. And I really feel like this month is starting off with you kind of still catching your bearings. I also see here that you started to get ahead in some way. You started to feel a little bit better. You started to feel a little bit more like, okay, I can do this. There's some kind of fucking hope out there for me. And now you may be a little bit emotionally whooped again, focusing on the past a little too much. And what May is going to do, Capricorn, is it's going to come in and clear that up for you. It's going to come in and basically detox you from the past and show you what you no longer need. It's going to come in and give you a big push in the ass, a big spanking in the ass, and say, come on, let's do this. But we're not doing it the same old way that we normally do it. We're doing it differently, okay? So that's where you need to kind of focus your energy on in this month. How can I do this differently? How can I do this differently? How can I be smart about this? I do get a sense of like tough love here from me for Capricorns. Kind of emphasis on the love, right? It's not just kicking you in the ass to be a dick. It's kicking you in the ass to say, hey, look, like we need to face some shit here, okay? And that's kind of the emphasis, facing shit. Facing shit. What are you avoiding? What are you turning your back on? Because you're turning your back on something. something that you could not keep being a part of anymore, something that you could not keep giving your energy to anymore. It was like, no, I'm done. Is it you or is it them? You know, is it you or is it the situation? I don't know. That's for you to judge. I do have some things here though, for some of you that may say that you need to, number one, admit that you're scared. Because if this is you, if any of this is relating, you're scared of something, and that's okay. There's a fear here, and it needs to be accepted, because if not, this back and forth and this rejection of a part of yourself that feels scared is going to keep happening, which is going to keep pulling you back to this, right? And I don't think you want that. You want this. You're ready to emotionally move on, but it's the mechanism in which you're trying to move on that is no longer working. So number one, accept that you're scared. Okay. Number two, maybe accept that, okay, yeah, I feel different. Maybe other people aren't thinking this way, or maybe it's just me that feels this way, or whatever the case may be. Number three, what is the lesson? What is the pattern here? What is it that kept pulling you back? What is it that keeps you going round and round and round? What the fuck is it? Figure it out. Number three, this may answer this may vaguely answer, okay? It's deeper than this, but this is part of the answer for some of you. Trust issues. Are they on your end? Right? Number four, bring it back to you. Really, this could have fit in with one of the first ones, honestly, but it's time to bring it back to you, because whatever you're going through is mirroring something within you. So if you're struggling in a relationship or in a contract or in some kind of agreement or partnership or situation or whatever it is, this is showcasing something within you. And if you're the one kind of instigating the situation, you need to bring it back to you instead of constantly blame, or constantly looking at them. Some way, somehow, you need to bring it back to you. Now, what's also interesting, what am I resisting feeling right now? Once again, underneath it all, you're scared, and that's okay. So we have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Like I said, emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. Allow yourself to feel this wave, let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts, and release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. So there's something emotionally that you need to feel, and that likely has something to do with whatever you're afraid of losing here. And this is the big one, because this lunar eclipse is coming, Capricorn, and it's in your 12th house of letting go and endings and the past and all of that deep shit. Subconscious belief systems that may be blocking you, subconscious habits, ideologies, outlooks that are blocking you. Something from the past needs to go. Okay? It says, as we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was, to make room for something that will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? What if it was a big fat lie? What if it was possible? What if it was impossible to lose any of those things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? Name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find a solution. Take your power back by being certain of who you are and where you are going. I move forward knowing I am powerful beyond measure. I am loved, I am safe, and I belong. So name the fear, look at the worst case scenario, find a solution, and if you can't, then accept what's out of your control. And that can be hard because the worst case scenario can be scary as fuck to us sometimes, right? So it's really about allowing yourself to feel instead of resist. The next one, what am I looking for outside of myself that is already within me? We also have, what expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? So be careful with your expectations. Be careful this month with trying to control situations that may be out of your control. And be careful with trying to control your own feelings and emotions, because it's not going to happen. With Mars in your opposite sign in Cancer, it is like pulling shit out of you. Okay, so yeah, this is a time to move forward, to go after what you really want, to find something to look forward to, Capricorn. Find something to look forward to. And if you find yourself distracted by others or other situations that are pissing you off, that you think are unfair or unjust, or if you find yourself instigating things or getting aggravated, angry, upset, frustrated with people or situations, bring it back to you. Why are you frustrated? What is this mirroring within you? What is this showing you about yourself? Because the more you focus on others and expect from others, the more you're just going to be disappointed. The more you're going to feel like somebody took from you. And the reason for your downgrade is them, not you. You know? And yeah, I'm not saying that you haven't been the victim of something shitty or whatever, but we can't stay in that place, right? That place serves as kind of like a limbo. You know, we don't grow and we don't expand from there. So it's kind of like we have to move on. We have to get back into that driver's seat and keep going. We have to find that confidence within ourselves. And we have to learn to trust again. And learn to trust that other people do care, even if we don't want to. So, that is what I'm getting for you with your tarot, Capricorn. Astrologically speaking, we have a lot of energy going on in your 5th and 6th house. So, your 5th house of your joy, your heart, your children, you know, the things that give you joy, romance, pleasure, relationships, sexuality as well. And then we also have a lot going on in your 6th house of your daily work, routines, health, diet, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Also the places in life where that kind of feel mundane or redundant. So there's a lot of focus on these areas of life this month, but there's also a lot of focus on your 7th house of relationships with Mars there, like I've already mentioned. And then we have Jupiter moving signs, moving into Pisces, its other home sign, on May 13th. Okay, and Pisces for you is your 3rd house. So this is going to be a massive time of learning and opening your mind to new ideas. This is going to be great for creativity, writing, doing anything with communication, doing something online, doing something spiritual, learning something spiritual, learning something healing, coming together with people, coming together with some kind of community, or people in your neighborhood, something like that. It's a really good time for that kind of thing. You could be getting a lot of really great ideas and just creative ideas and creative kind of insights and inspiration around this time once Jupiter enters. On the 11th, we have the Taurus new moon, so this could be some kind of new beginning happening creatively as well, or with a romance, or with children in some way. This is for you and like the last couple of signs I've been saying this, but be careful if you're not trying to get pregnant right now around this time. If you are, this may be a good time. But anyways, yeah, and then on the 26th, like the end of the month, is when shit starts getting real cray-cray. On the 26th, we have the full moon total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, which, like I said, is in your 12th house. This is going to bring to light new perspectives and like new perspectives that have been hidden from you. But it's also going to bring to light subconscious habits, patterns, beliefs, ideologies, etc. Certain habits that you have that are affecting your like day-to-day physical life. Things that need to be let go of, old belief systems that need to be let go of. Also, it's a very spiritual house as well. You know, it's definitely going to be a time of shadow work for a lot of you guys. So, and then on the 29th, Mercury goes retrograde in your 6th house. So the next few weeks are going to really show you a preview of what's going to be coming back around with that Mercury retrograde. But Mercury retrograde in your 6th house towards the end of the month is probably going to be a lot of miscommunication or issues in the workplace, in the work environment, with the health routine, appointments, schedules, things like that. There may be some technology that needs to be replaced, things kind of breaking down or delays that are happening. So kind of just be on the lookout for those themes next month, especially, and towards the end of this month. So anyways, that is everything, Capricorn. Hopefully that reading resonated with you guys. Definitely let me know down below if it did. I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, keep up with me on Instagram, and you can check the description below if you would like any more information. And yeah, bye. What's up, Aquarius, and welcome to your May 2021 tarot and astrology reading. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm actually pretty surprised right now by the cards that are coming out for you, and I even tried to draw 2 different times because I just was like, okay, this can't be right, but it's, I guess, right, or maybe just some of your energy is coming through more than others. So just remember, this is a general reading. It may not resonate for everybody. I'm going to go over the astrology too, so don't worry if the tarot doesn't resonate. But there's a lot of relationship stuff coming up here, Aquarius, which does make sense somewhat because of Mercury and Gemini moving into your 5th house. I'm sorry, Mercury and Venus moving into your 5th house of Gemini. But other than that, I'm a little confused where all this relationship stuff is coming from. But basically, some of you may be trying to date again, I see here, or maybe recently did try to date and met someone new. But there seems to be kind of like a... It seems to kind of be like the jury is out, or something, like the verdict is out on the situation. Because, okay, so let's start from the beginning. So first off, we have the 4 of Pentacles, right? And I am getting a lot here financially. You need to be very careful financially this month that you're not falling for something or under some kind of delusion that something is going to work out when really it doesn't, or that somebody somehow talks you out of money or talks you even out of your own values and morals in some way. Okay, so I really feel like a lot of you may be in a position where somebody is being deceptive, and it could be this relationship thing or it could be something else. I'm just going to tell you what I have here. Okay, so I have the 4 of Pentacles, so I feel like a lot of you guys need to be protective of your money this month, and that's kind of the message I'm getting from that, honestly. We also then have the Lovers and the 2 of Cups that came out together. Okay, so I feel like either you're meeting someone new, or it doesn't have to be romantic. For some of you guys, it could be. For some of you guys, I feel like you need to make sure, even if it's not romantic, or even if it's some other kind of situation that doesn't involve like necessarily a relationship in some way, you need to make sure that you're not being blinded by your attraction or your desire for a relationship. Okay, like you have this vision in your head of how you think it's supposed to be, but it could actually not be that way at all. So I would just say be careful with that. Normally you guys are pretty objective about that, but I'm just saying that's what I'm seeing here. It's like you're not seeing something clearly, or something's like you're very confused about something. Okay, could be that you're confused about this relationship, or you may have recently went through a breakup. Okay, because then we have the Hanged Man and the 8 of Swords. There are definitely some fears coming up, and you kind of feel like you're in limbo. You kind of feel like you're just like still like not knowing what to do. Like I said, the verdict is out. At first I was kind of getting the message for some of you guys that somebody maybe ghosted you in some way or didn't get back with you in some way. For others of you guys, maybe you're holding yourself back or they are holding themselves back in some way out of some kind of fear, some kind of like idea or belief that they tell themselves about themselves. Okay, so to clarify this, I got the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So there's definitely some kind of like attraction here to somebody, or maybe some kind of invitation in some way. And then we got the Six of Swords and the Five of Swords and the Moon. So we are kind of going above and beyond is kind of what I'm getting from the Six of Swords, or leaving something behind. But then we have the Five of Swords, which is normally very deceptive. Once again, leaving something behind but not feeling very good about it, and it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. And then there's also the Moon, so it's like massive confusion here about something. And I feel like if this is not already happening to you or doesn't seem likely, then this may not be your reading. I feel like if this is happening to some of you, it may be something that happens towards the end of the month or last half of the month when Mercury starts squaring Neptune from your 5th house. It's like there's some kind of confusion. You want to be aware of deception though. And if this isn't a relationship, it could be something that you want. It may not be a relationship. Maybe it's like a new car or something, but then you get sucked into some kind of shitty deal and it's not what it appeared to be. There's something financially, there's something financial there, or something with values and morals, self-worth, you know, there's something with that here that's kind of like alarming. You need to make sure that you're standing your ground, that you are being very strong with your resources and what you can do, and that you are walking away if you need to. Like, don't ignore red flags this month, Aquarius. So I'm sorry, I know your tarot portion wasn't like super inspiring or anything, but that's what's coming up. And like I said, this is the second time I drew, and a lot of these cards came out the first time, and I was getting kind of the same message the first time, and I was like, wow, okay, so maybe this is supposed to be out. But it does look like towards the end you kind of have that decision, that choice to like move away if you want to. And then it's kind of like healing from that situation. For some of you, it is, I feel like if this is another person, I feel like they're just as confused as you are, but also may feel like this is what they need to do, or this is where they need to go, or what they're being drawn to. Okay, like if for whatever reason they feel pulled to do something, whatever they're doing. So anyways, astrologically speaking, there's a lot going on this month in terms of the home life. There could be something new going on in the home life with the family. There's also a lot going on in terms of creativity and children, and just where you find joy and happiness, where you find like fulfillment within yourself. Now, Jupiter is moving out of your sign Aquarius and into your 2nd house of Pisces, of money, values, resources. So this is going to be a time where you want to really watch your spending. As I was kind of saying before, you could get opportunities with money and resources, but you could also go overboard and spend too much or do too much, and it may be it may just be too much. You may do too much too quick. So you just want to be careful with that. And also, especially for the last half of the month, just be careful that you are dotting your I's and crossing your T's, that you are not doing anything that is suspicious, shady, or that whatever you are financially involved in is the real deal, that you are not being deceived in any way. Really, really pay attention to that. So yeah, it does seem like you're putting a lot of work into something, like you are probably working a lot or something like that. I was also, I feel like, getting the message that there could be some kind of shakeup or drama in the home or family life. So that is something else that could be happening around this time, or that could have recently happened as well. So, but that is basically what I'm getting for you guys, Aquarius, for the for this month. Oh yeah, hold on, we have a full moon total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius in your 11th house sector of friends and social circles, groups of people, things like this. So there could be some kind of ending or some kind of closing out or something revealed or some kind of peak situation or moment that happens to do with a friend circle or a friendship or acquaintances or people in your life. This could be a very teachable moment as well, you know, where something is faced or something is seen in a different way. So that happens around the 26th, but you could notice it like something happening before then or right after then. And then Mercury retrogrades on the 29th, and that's going to happen in your 5th house as well. So there is going to be kind of like a going back and like reanalyzing something to do with love or romance, sexuality, dating. After that Mercury retrograde, it's not a really great time to be dating, okay? So I would definitely pay attention to that. Once it's over though, in a few weeks, like after that, then you'll be fine. But yeah, while it's retrograding, I wouldn't try to like go on dates or whatever. And if you're already in a committed relationship, there may be some confusion or back and forth there, a need to kind of repeat certain things or go back over certain things. So yeah, but that's what I'm getting for you guys, Aquarius. Let me know down below if this reading resonated at all with you guys. I would really love to know, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What's up, Pisces? Welcome to your May 2021 tarot and astrology reading. I hope you guys are doing well, and let's get into your monthly reading. So this month is a big month, one of the biggest months of 2021, I would even say, especially for you guys, Pisces. And not only is it eclipse season, but it is also Jupiter moving into your sign season, and Jupiter rules your sign in traditional ancient astrology, which is what I use. But Jupiter rules your sign, Pisces, therefore it is at home here. It can operate at its best here. And so you are going to start noticing a massive shift mid-month, and also for the next few months that it stays in your sign, you are going to start noticing themes that are going to likely come back around next year. You're getting like a sneak preview of what's coming next year when Jupiter is in your sign for a long time. Technically the end of this year, it moves in at like the very last few days of December, so but yeah, then it will be in your sign most of next year. So yeah, this is really awesome because Jupiter is the great benefic. So generally speaking, it expands and it grows. It shows us a higher perspective. It shows us our potential. It shows us the potential that is out there. It gives us a sense of purpose and fulfillment. It teaches us beneficial lessons and helps us grow tremendously. And with it being in your sign, in your first house, this is going to affect you as a person, your own spirituality, your own you know, your own sense of self and self-exploration, self-awareness, self-discovery is going to be very big for you. You may notice that you feel wiser, or you feel like you have more potential, or you're starting to see yourself completely differently. You know, you're about to really go through a lot of changes with how you view yourself and how you perceive yourself and how other people even perceive you. The sky is going to feel like the limit. The sky is going to be the limit. I mean, that sounded weird, sorry. But yeah, One thing I will say though with Jupiter in your sign, Pisces, is it's going to be very easy for you to get up in your emotional feels and take things to an extreme, which could grow things that you don't want to grow. Like, for instance, maybe putting on some extra pounds, right? For instance, maybe, you know, doing certain things like spending money or something like that to an extreme. So you do want to watch out for taking things too big, you know, like for going too big, for expanding or growing too much, to where it could become kind of an addiction or a habit that ends up, you know, like leaving you in a situation where you don't feel great about yourself, or you know, and it would be a lesson in general that Jupiter would be teaching you either way. But you do want to watch out for things that seem very sweet and pleasurable. Like too much pleasure can obviously not be a good thing, right? So especially with the Empress here, that tells me anything material and earthy and the pleasurable things in life we need to be careful with, especially if you're a Pisces rising, okay? So also money, overspending, or just doing anything that could go overboard, okay? And then lead to issues later on, right? So, okay, so we also have boundaries in reverse, okay? And this is gonna be a big one for you the next few months, Pisces. Where are you lacking boundaries, right? Because I feel like in a lot of areas in your life, you are lacking some boundaries, you are lacking some structure. And so Jupiter here is gonna expand those lack of boundaries, basically. And so you're gonna really start seeing them up close and personal, that where you have just kind of let things go, the things that you have let go are going to start piling on, and it's going to be very evident to you that you need to do something. Okay, so now also, you know, you could be lacking boundaries in situations with other people, relationships, and yeah, this may be a really good time to start really reflecting on your boundaries as a person, because whatever you allow is also a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So like, let's say that you're somebody that allows people to walk all over you. It's because you internally feel that you almost like that's like you deserve that, you know, like, or there's some kind of like self-worth issue, you know what I mean? Because if you felt really good about yourself, you would establish boundaries and you would say, no, you're not gonna keep hitting me up for money when I don't have it, and you know I don't have it, you know, no, you're not gonna keep, you know, asking for this and that and the other, or no, you're not going to keep treating me this way, you know. And so yeah, this is going to be a massive time of really reflecting on your boundaries. That's definitely a big one, and the lack thereof, okay? We also have manifest reversed. Once Jupiter moves into your sign mid-month, Pisces, it's going to be very, very easy to manifest things, okay? But this could also be, this could also go a little bit too far, like as I was saying, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna just let go of my diet, and boom, next thing you know, like you gained weight that you didn't want to gain, or, you know, I'm just gonna spend this because I'm trying to manifest a car, and so, oh, I got this random money, I'm gonna go buy this car even though I don't need it because I already have one, but I just want it, you know what I mean? And then next thing you know, you buy it, and then, or you get it, and then like, I don't know, like something else happens that you needed to use that money for, you know what I mean? Like just things like that. So it can be very easy to manifest, and you may start seeing the shadow side of manifestation, where there's kind of like a law and order to it, which Jupiter rules over law and order. And so it's not that that something just poof appears out of thin air. When you manifest it, it comes from somewhere. Therefore, it creates a lack in the universe that needs to be filled. Okay, and so these are energies that you're going to start learning how to work with, and it's going to be very important. So we also have get creative here. which is very interesting because Mars is in your 5th house of your joy, your creativity, your sexuality, romance, and children, and good fortune. And so you're feeling a massive drive lately to work on those things, or to deal with those things, or you're seeing a lot of those themes in your life. You know, you're feeling driven to be creative lately, and to really get into the things that make you feel good. And that's really what I'm seeing here as well. Your first 2 cards out were the Queen of Wands and the if I could get it off the damn table, the Queen of Wands and the 6 of Cups. Okay, so you are really doing something that you're very passionate about. You may also be having a lot of like memories or nostalgia or sentiment, like sentimental moments coming up to do with your childhood. You know, you may be connecting to your inner child a lot, but the main message that came to me when I first saw these 2 cards were something to do, like if you have children, something to do with your children, okay? And what I'm really getting here is the need for boundaries. So you may be in a situation, I'm not trying to tell you how to parent, I'm not saying you need to have boundaries. I'm saying that you may be struggling with a situation, if you have kids right now, with some kind of situation involving boundaries with your children, or your children's boundaries, or something like that. There may be something coming up here with boundaries and children, where you know, once again, you're forced to look at yourself, because the Queen of Wands is confident. The Queen of Wands is not going to take shit. The Queen of Wands knows her worth and is inspirational because of that reason, you know. And so this could be a situation where it's like the lack of boundaries, maybe with children, or even with certain people in your life that are very close to you. This could also be family members, anybody that you have like a really strong familial bond with, really. There could be a situation where there is certain frustrations, or certain stress, or certain aggravations involving boundaries, or involving certain attachments even. Okay, so I feel like that's intuitively what I'm getting for some of you guys. And even after that, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant, which tells me even more the need for structure, the need for boundaries. Yes, it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, you know. You can't kind of, what's the term I'm looking for? You can't kind of stand your ground if you're not actually like gonna stand your ground, you know what I mean? So it's not gonna happen overnight, and it is something that needs to be kind of slowly but surely taken care of, kind of you know, quality over quantity kind of thing. It is Taurus season, and so I think that, you know, you're also very much so kind of learning the rules and regulations of something. There's, you know, something here with rules. I'm kind of picking up rules, regulations, and also really reflecting on your belief systems and your commitments. Okay, it's going to be another really big thing. Staying true to your commitments, staying loyal to your commitments, staying loyal to your word, staying true to your word is another big theme I see coming up here. Okay, so anyways, moving on. So after that, we have the 8 of Swords and the 4 of Cups. So here, where I kind of see you like laying down the law, or finding a way to really work within your boundaries, work within, you know, certain limits, right? To commit to something, to be very kind of, to commit your energy to the things that are worthwhile, to the things that are worth it. And that's really what this is. It's like finding your worth, finding your higher sense of self in a way, with the Hierophant here. And, you know, also doing it in a way that's meaningful and worthy, you know, like that makes it worth it in the end, right? And I was also, when I first originally saw this, thinking that one of the first things that came to me as well, I'm just remembering, is that something about going against the rules, or a certain authority maybe in your life that you are going against in some way. Like you are working really hard to it could also be this, like you're working very hard at something. This could be career related as well, because with Jupiter moving into your first house, it also rules your career house if you're a Pisces rising. And so there could be either at work or some kind of authority figure that also is in this boundary issue that's coming up, or that maybe is stepping on your boundaries or over your boundaries or in some way, and you haven't been speaking up. Okay, so anyways, we do have the 8 of Swords here with the 4 of Cups. Okay, so I feel like once again, and that's kind of what I was getting, like with maybe you not speaking up, this was kind of what I saw after. There's some kind of fear. Okay, and there's also some kind of fear with making some kind of commitment, or you know, some kind of big commitment. I feel here, I mean, this is the Hierophant, it's a major arcana card. There's some kind of big commitment here, and there's a fear, and you're only looking at part of it. You're not seeing something about it. You're not seeing the actual opportunity. You're only looking at the negative. You're only looking at the glass half empty instead of the part that's actually half full. You know what I mean? Like, and that's exactly what he's doing in this 3 of Cups. He's looking at these 3 cups like, well, what the fuck, you know, but there's actually a whole nother cup up here that he can't see. You know what I mean? So whatever this is that you're trying to commit to, I almost feel like it's a blessing in disguise, and you feel like, I just don't want to be held down, or I just don't want to be held back. I feel like once again, there's some opportunity with this that you're not seeing. Okay, like you're disappointed, but you're not seeing the opportunity here, and you're only looking at like you're only feeding your worry and your fear, if that makes sense. Okay, so then we have the Queen of Swords. So this is like, okay, you need to think logically. You need to be still and look at it from a different perspective, okay? You need to be smart about this. You need to put your emotions aside. You need to put your emotional, you know, whatever aside, and really think about it in a intellectual, logical, rational kind of way, an objective kind of way, okay? Now, I also feel like with this Queen of Swords and the Hanged Man and the Page of Wands, at some point in May, probably like mid-May, you're kind of like stuck between your logical, objective mind and also the part of you that wants to be free, the part of you that wants to be inspired, the part of you that wants to just kind of go, you know, just go for it, to take some kind of risk, to just jump into the unknown. But the cards are telling me to the cards are saying that you need to be smart about it. Let me get a clarifier card for this particular situation, because I feel like the next few cards are about a totally different situation. So maybe not. I'm getting kind of 2 things off the next cards, but let me just, okay, so we have the 4 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. You kind of want to take the easy way out, I feel here, is what you're going to want to do, which may cause some disruption, and you may be a little confused, or somebody may be a little bit confused by it. So I feel like it's kind of up to you. I feel like there's not really a for sure answer as to what you're going to do, because you have to do it. And as I'm saying that, bottom of the deck, High Priestess, you have to, once you're there, different ones of you will make different decisions. You have to experience it to learn it. You know, that's the High Priestess. She can't give you the keys to duality, to transcending duality. She sits in between the pillars of duality, you know, dark and light, and she has the secrets to the universe, which is basically about transcending duality and polarity. And she's silent. She can't really tell you anything other than you have to go. This is your journey. You know what I mean? You will learn on your journey, because you can't understand duality without learning those lessons. You can't understand the transcendence of duality without first experiencing duality itself, which is the fool's journey, basically, right? So anyways, so yeah, I feel like you want to kind of just be carefree. You maybe want to like travel or just kind of roam and just do your own thing, be creative, be inspired, whatever. Now, the next thing I'm seeing here is that for some of you, there may be a way to do both, and that's what this could be saying. But the main message that I'm getting here is that somebody from your past, a situation that's been dead and gone, towards the end of the month, is likely going to come back around for some kind of reconciliation, or for some kind of amends or exchange of some sort. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing here. For others of you, I really feel like it's someone from the past, because it starts with the Ten of Swords. Okay, if it would have started with the Two, you know, or something, with the Two of Cups, then I may say it's someone present. But with it starting with the Ten of Swords, I feel like this is somebody from your past. Okay, another thing I got off that it could possibly be was that if you do have a significant other at this time, that there could be some kind of argument, or like just something that is kind of disturbing, or that feels very scary at the time, but it will harmonize itself out. So that was another thing. I'm more so getting the first message of somebody from your past that, you know, it's ended with them, like something ended with them is coming back around, or there's some kind of amends or forgiveness happening here. So that's something else that I'm getting here, Pisces, that I feel like will happen more towards the end. Okay, could be a family member as well too for some of you, or a relationship, because the Mercury retrograde's happening in your 4th house of Gemini. So this deals with your past, deals with your family, deals with, you know, the people that you're very close to, your close familial bonds. Now, Mercury does rule your 7th house too, so it definitely could be relationship related as well. So that is basically what I'm getting from your tarot cards, Pisces. Wow, I've been on here for 22 damn minutes. Damn, it's a long one, sorry. Other than that, yeah, I feel like we've basically went over everything. There is a total lunar eclipse coming May 26th. Okay, and that's happening in your 10th house of career, which is kind of, you know, what I spoke on a little bit. This is gonna be a massive kind of moment. Like the week leading up to it, or the week after, it's gonna be intense, okay, in the career. What do you want with your life? What do you want with your goals? What do you want with your future? It's gonna be a moment of really kind of like looking long term, or even finishing something, or letting go of some kind of goal or something like that. Definitely major for, you know, that time when that eclipse happens. Now, there was something else I was gonna look at here, but I forget what. Oh yeah, the Mercury retrograde is gonna square Neptune in your sign. Okay, so there may be some confusion with family and home life towards the end of the month. Okay, there's some kind of confusion. You may be a little bit paranoid, or think that you need to like lie, or make things appear a certain way when they're not, to certain family members. Okay, with Neptune being in your sign, being squared by Mercury retrograde, this may be kind of, you may be put in a situation where you feel like you have to lie about something, basically, or where you feel like you have to hide something or escape something. You know, it could be like a difficult conversation, or there could be a lot of confusion and misunderstanding around the home and family life. So you want to watch out for that at the end of the month and next month. But that is basically everything. Thank you for watching, Pisces. Please follow me on my Instagram down below, and you can check out my description below if you're interested in anything else from me. And I will see you guys in your in the other videos. Bye. What's up, Aries? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your May 2021 Tarot and Astrology reading. I hope you guys are doing well, and let's get into your May reading. So, wow, we have like a really specific situation here coming up. So I'm aware that the tarot portion of your reading may not resonate with all of you. It is a general reading, so do remember, take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? But it's pretty clear to me, just to start this off, Aries, that you are going through some kind of financial situation. Some of you could be fighting or defending somebody in a financial situation, or some kind of material situation. This could be something that's in court. This could be something legal. This could be a contract. There's kind of like a cause and effect vibe here with the Justice card, and also this Four of Pentacles. And I feel like you're not giving up, or someone's not giving up, okay? Especially with this Ace of Wands here. It does look like there is some benefit coming out of this with the Ace of Wands. It does look like some kind of solution will be coming out of this, if this is you, if this is relating to you. I think that a negotiation is possible, okay? Now, beyond that was like just the first thing that came out about finances. We then got the Page of Wands and the King of Wands. Very interesting. I feel like there is some kind of message or invitation that you're waiting on, or that you are giving, or maybe even an announcement or something that you are giving to a boss, or you're waiting on some kind of message or news or something to come in. Likely this has something, once again, to do with finances, some kind of financial exchange likely. And this makes sense because Taurus is your second house, especially if you're an Aries rising. So this May is very much about finances for you, okay? And so yeah, there is a lot here that I feel like is happening with some kind of financial exchange or situation. Maybe someone owes you money, or you're trying to get money. Maybe it's a loan, maybe you're trying to sue, maybe you're involved in a lawsuit. I don't know. Maybe you're just trying to get a raise. I don't know. It could be any of that, really. But it does look like something good does come from it financially. At least in some way, shape, or form. There is some kind of win, it looks like here. Now, I will say that for some of you, this could be a family member. There's a lot of family stuff coming up, a massive family vibe I'm getting. Not necessarily family stuff, but like I just feel family in your reading, and it does make sense because Mars is in your fourth house too. But we have the Moon in the Six of Cups here, and so I do feel like at some time this month there will be certain fears or shadow aspects of yourself to do with your family, or even to do with your mother, revealed, okay? And we did get, this could also be around that new moon in Taurus, which is the 11th. Or when Jupiter enters Pisces as well, which is the 13th. But somewhere around mid-month, there's this nostalgia, these familial bonds that are like coming up. A lot of emotional energy, a lot of emotional ties, a lot of memories, a lot of like sentimental themes here, okay? And it looks like that maybe there is a certain worry about if you have the resources or the ability to maybe help someone, or if you have the strength to help someone, or if like there's certain fears about this. And I really feel like it's, I can't tell if it's just like on your end where these fears are coming up, or if they're, you know, if they're there for a reason. I'm not really getting anything that's like saying, hey, yeah, they're warranted, but you know, it's just more so, it seems like there are a lot of fears, financial fears, or fears about family. It could even be fears about a job, money, or a home situation, but I am getting a family vibe because then we even got the Empress and the Three of Swords. So for some of you, it could be your mother, okay? Like there could be some fears right now about your mother. You could be trying to take care of her, trying to protect her in some way, being her caregiver. And it does look like there's some, and it may not even be like fears, it may also be like certain stress with your mother that you're having right now, like arguments or conflict. But it looks like with the Judgment card here and this nice like nostalgic like kind of reflection coming up here, that there is a beautiful forgiveness happening here, that it's like a beautiful awakening happening either with you or her about your relationship. And it's like an amends, or somebody saying like, I'm sorry. If somebody feels so bad and so guilty is kind of what I'm picking up on here, and they act like they don't, they act like they have their shit together, but really inside like they feel totally different, okay? And so this could be someone in your family. It could be like if you're a guy, maybe it's your girlfriend with the Empress here, or maybe it's yourself, you know. I don't know, it's gonna be different for different ones of you. I told you this is kind of a little more specific. And then we also had the Five of Pentacles come out before all that, and so I really think that there is a certain level of possible like abandonment or lack fears, money fears, like not having enough could be part of it in some way for some of you. But yeah, so that's basically all your tarot cards. We also got Power after we got Shadow. So I think you're really kind of seeing the shadow of power in some way, shape, or form, whether it's your own or other people. And the first oracle card we got was Compassion. Okay, and I think this is a big one for you this month, Aries. I think with Mars in Cancer, it can be very easy to get emotionally overwhelmed and frustrated, and to just take it out through anger and being mean or acting out or being pushy and frustrated and edgy. But it's going to be very, very important for you to start practicing compassion. And I think that's a big lesson for what you're dealing with this month. All of these different things that are going on can all kind of have the theme of compassion in some way, shape, or form. You know, putting yourself in other shoes. And I know that's not what you're built for. You know, you're Aries, not Libra. But, you know, this month, I think just, it can be very helpful. So, yeah, other than that, we have the Taurus new moon, like I said, are on the 11th, which is in your second house of money and your assets and, you know, your security, your stability, your self-worth. Also, the second house can deal a little bit with family as well. Your ruling planet is in your fourth house of home and family. So a lot going on in the home and family life, a lot of changes or a lot of motivation to do something. A lot of that Martian energy. There could be some conflict as well. There could be some issues with real estate or property or something as well that come up that need to be resolved. Now, like I said, Jupiter enters Pisces on the 13th. This is your 12th house, okay? So this is full of endings and letting go and, you know, transcending the physical realm in certain ways, you know, getting away. And so for the next few months, you're going to be noticing those themes. You may get really into spirituality, to transcendental work, healing work, all of these different things, Aries. You're going to be really into all that stuff if you're an Aries rising when Jupiter moves into Pisces for the next few months before it retrogrades back into Aquarius. But for the next few months, that's going to be like a sneak preview of what's to come next year. So you really want to pay attention. Okay, so on the 26th, we have the full moon total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. This is in your 9th house, so this is going to be a massive moment of, you know, this is going to bring up belief systems and, you know, where you feel your higher calling or purpose is, learning, education, travel. You're going to be noticing these themes around that full moon total lunar eclipse, and I'll probably do a separate video on it where I go into more detail. But on the 29th, we have Mercury retrograde in Gemini, which is your third house, so communication, and that's what Mercury retrograde deals with, right? So it may be very difficult for you to get your opinions across and to communicate clearly. It may be very difficult for you with technology and anything that you're kind of like using and doing on like a day-to-day basis may come with some setbacks and difficulties, appointments, schedules, losing your car keys, you know, things like this. Also, maybe you need to you know, get an oil change, or you know, you may want to do that stuff before Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde could really make it apparent to you, and it could be a little too late, you know. So get your tires changed, whatever you've been putting off, like the small details of your day-to-day life that you've been putting off, appointments that you've been needing to make, do it all now before Mercury retrograde on the 29th, because if not, it will come up and it will be bigger and cause delays and setbacks and frustration. So just a little heads up, trying to help you out here. But yeah, and it will be squaring Neptune when it retrogrades in your 12th house. Okay, so this is going to be even more so like confusing, or you know, kind of like not seeing things clearly, so to say. Like it could feel like there's something hidden, or like you're not seeing the whole thing, or something like that, or other people could feel like you're hiding something. Like, I don't know, it could be a little bit weird. Pay attention to your dreams. They're probably going to have a ton of messages for you around that time. But anyway, so that is basically it. I will let you guys go, and yeah, if you need anything else, just check the description below. Let me know down below if any of this resonated for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and that concludes this video. I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye.